But
You
what's
smell-
tough is the ladies are still choosing Stinky Hassan over this fucking Jufro bum. So
well, it's about
tough.
the money. It's about
it's
the money.
this buddy seething, buddy. This guy's just a dirty seething. He just shanks Hassan in the back. Just reveals that he's a stinky bum Turk roach.
This guy's room is crazy. It's like full of flowers. It's like very liminal.
Well, he wants it. He's trying to wash out the smell of Hassan with all the flowers, candles, aromatherapy. He's still traumatized by last time he was downwind of the Turk roach himself.
Better.
Okay.
Right.
All right, there we go.
Let's get into the quartering segment, everybody.
Let's pray Hassan heads to jail, which won't happen, by the way. Don't hold your breath.
Don't you worry. Nothing ever.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
We need proof, though. We need to investigate. He said it all publicly. So now it's just gay.
Yeah. Can't the Department of Justice just put this to the electric chair already?
Like, you know,
like, well, what are we even doing? Like, if Trump really is, but we can't even put Hassan in jail, what are we doing? Like, what a waste, bro. This guy's lame as fuck.
He's working with the government. He admitted it. Anyway, it's not going to happen. Oh, here we go.
The Quarterings channel is effectively dead. We got Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac and Cheese. The original A-logging legend that started it all on Kiwi Farms with his effort posts, putting that first domino into place that would lead to total Jer collapse. The A-logging side arc of Chrissy Mayer versus Brittany Venti. Who knows what ramifications and shockwaves will continue to abound as a result of this one brave A-log on Kiwi Farms' efforts against the quartering. But here he is, putting a final nail in the coffin for Jer. Quartering's May long video views recap. The Quartering released 71 videos and received only 2.78 million views.
Oh, that's actually bad. That's not good, guys. For 10-minute videos,
that's low, buddy.
Oh.
So, the Jeremy Hambly channel, Quartering Saving Grace, the life raft of the grift, only 700,000 views. The whole empire is like 3.5 million views. That's it. Now, these numbers are based on videos released in May. If you compare this to March, you can see where the death spiral really started. That month in March, he had 7.5 million views with 82,000 average views.
That's tough.
That's tough, bro.
It's actually very
this is about a 60% decline in viewership, buddy.
Oh, the Hambly channel still look.
The Hambly channel collapsing as well.
700,000. Fuck, man.
Ooh, so this is the
unsleeved, by the way.
This is the Unsleeved Media channel. If these were papered numbers, like
okay, wait. I was looking at the right side.
So I just want to point this out to be petty because Jer told us that he found the fabled infinite money glitch, the Fountains of Feezer, with the card openings. He told us that we didn't understand how business worked, how tax write-offs worked, and that Unsleeved Media was a gold mine waiting to happen. But as we can see here, he's only getting anywhere from 130 to 1,000 views a day on this channel.
I mean,
mostly from shorts.
Started
as well.
1,000 and then it went down
all the way to
90.
There was a day where he didn't even crack the triple digits in views on Unsleeved Media. Safe to say, Unsleeved Media is dead.
Yeah.
The empire is crumbling. We're saying that it's in germinal decline.
It's a website, by the way.
We had the Jerilizer, which was like the quartering version of Pig Go, where you could search for any keyword and it would bring you to the transcript of where it was in every single quartering video. Well, from the makers of that, we now have the latest and greatest technological advancement in quartering A-logging, the germinal decline. My channel is under attack. So we can see here the all-time peak for the quartering on YouTube was November of 2022, when he had 27,348,000 long-form views. Fast forward to this month, we are down 89%, almost 90% from the peak of the channel to a measly, meager 2.9 million views.
27 mil to 3 mil.
Yeah.
Bro, that is like, by the way, again, for 10-minute videos, folks, that is maybe 1,500 Canadian dollars.
That's it.
Just saying.
That's all. That's all
Not
on that channel.
including the paying for ads,
these
by
are
the way.
10-minute videos, so he's only getting in like one ad, maybe two ads at best.
He's starting
And then-
in middle, yeah.
His sponsorships, maybe like $500 for a sponsorship. Listen, this guy's mortgage alone, we know from public records, is $10,000 a month. He's not bringing in enough money to even cover that. Plus, we know he's spending on advertisements on YouTube, probably thousands and thousands of dollars. So a lot of these viewership numbers that we see here, the 2.9 million views that he received,
Are purchased.
a lot of those are purchased.
Mhm.
So it's going to get worse once he eventually stops purchasing. And what this means is he's at a net negative. He's running this business at a loss every single month. And his channel on Rumble, the June deal, it's up. June's here.
Yes.
There's no more Rumble payments.
Bye.
So no more Rumble revenue. Like, it's over. These live streams, like $50, $60. It's grim. Now, I wanted to show this year to date, long form views, only 35 million views, as opposed to this time last year, he had 61 million views.
Year to date.
So this year versus last year, he's down 42.5%.
Oh.
Average views this year, 87,000. It was below 40,000 this month, average views. Versus last year, 131,000
So this is a
average
funeral
views.
today. We're doing a funeral stream.
It's done.
By the way,
It's
look
done.
at this. Videos.
It's done.
404. Of course it's 404 because his money's not found.
His career's 404,
His
buddy.
career's 404.
He's dead. It's dead. Like, it's dead. This is a total death spiral. It's germinal decline. There's no way out. There's no way out of this.
It's just germinaldecline.com.
It's germinal decline. I don't know if it's germinaldecline.com, but it
It
should
is.
be in
It
your
is.
history, is it? Yes.
You guys,
So if you go
this is a
to
pro site. Look at this.
germinaldecline.com, you
There
can
it
go
is.
through all of it. So if we scroll down, we can see the monthly trend mapped out. So you can see.
I love the A-logs.
This is the best.
This is
So if you can see, if you scroll up, we can see the graph as it declines. And we can see, so the top line is where he was last year. Do you see that? The
Yes,
dotted
okay,
line?
Yeah, it's blocking.
So this
where I'm
is
missing,
the
yeah.
gap. But in January, he was at 11 million views.
Whoa.
Now by May, he's below 3 million views.
Yo, wait, how?
He's lost
Oh my God.
71.5% of his audience
That's
in the last 6 months alone. And if you look, the moment when he flagged us down there, it's steeply declined
that
since
was around
then.
here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
he's
around
lost
here.
half of his audience since then because of what he's done.
Oh.
And this is with desperate, like, paid views as well. So when people look at the Social Blade, they think, oh, he's doing better than ever. Look at this.
Read this.
One day since last weekend, 5 days until next weekend.
Whoever made this, I love it. This is amazing.
It is a complete and utter collapse. And this is like guys like 8 Thoughts, right? I saw him on the Twitter timeline bemoaning that Quartering is still making millions of dollars and millions of views, and he's bigger than ever because he was looking at Social Blade only. And that's what Quartering's plan is. He doesn't care about the success because he knows he's a failure at this point. What he cares about is the appearance of success so that he can try and con or scam somebody into giving him like another Rumble contract or a sponsorship that will save him. That's where he's at this point. He just doesn't want to admit failure because of his pride. So he papers things over with these shorts. Millions and millions and tens of millions of short views stealing other people's content that pay like $200 a month. There's no money in it whatsoever. It's just total pride, just a total vanity thing. This guy's finished. He's done. He poisoned his CO completely when he flagged down the clip channel, and he's cooked. It's over. He's not coming back from this. It's done.
This cycle.
Stick a fork in him.
Oh, look at this. We have all. Oh, you get all combined here.
And he even has a random excuse generator. Let's see. Unsleeve. Look at the new excuse. Hit new excuse. The channel is dying because he has panic diarrhea. This channel is dying because he pooped his pants.
Because there's a holiday next week. This is actually
no.
Well, you have night mode. You have night mode. You have light mode. This is very professional. Very professional.
For a website that was just made yesterday, I gotta say this is Kino as man. You can go through all the channels, see all the data for yourself of the germinal decline. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him gaslight you into he's more successful than ever and he's winning. He's not. This is the end of the line for him. By the end of the year, it's over. I think Melanie Mack's probably not making it till the end of the month. We're going to discuss why in a minute. I don't think, first of all, there's any money left to pay her. But second of all, you can see there the gap between last year. So, here he's back on Twitter. So, Quartering says movie night.
Oh.
Now, this is a lie. This is another lie he was caught in. If you remember on Friday's show, he said that he would not be participating in movie night with his wife and his mother-in-law. But that was a lie. He did, in fact, participate in movie night. And that's just like, he just keeps lying as he breathes. You know what I mean?
I thought his Twitter was just for research.
Well, no. He can't help himself, right? So what this post is about is flexing that he has a home theater, he's a millionaire, he's so successful, the A-logs are seething, look, he has a dog with all these stuffed animals, and he has the home theater system or what. It's only a matter of time until it's Miller time again. It's only a matter of time till he cracks open the fireball, goes to town, and crashes out once again. And he's just making really bad decisions. All he has to do is just leave the Twitter up and not post. But he can't do that. And I want to point out, he says now all streams will be at 9 a.m. Eastern. It's time to wake up, Private Flat. That's right, Melonless Mac. No more 2 p.m. live streams for you, slacker. You will be up and reporting to your desk by 0900. Do I make myself understood? It's happening.
But it's
happening.
And for every day, it's like he changes. Like, no, I'm not using Twitter. I use it for just to research. And then the next day, then it's like, oh, I'm doing morning and 2 p.m. till the doors come off. The doors fell off the next day
in like a week.
Like, not even.
Or not even
3 days. The weekend.
Yeah.
It's like, buddy, he
just can't make a decision. He's just a flailing, drowning, desperate man.
Why even say anything if you're going to change it the next day?
I don't know. Like, he wants to get credit for doing things without actually having to do them.
That's it.
So it's the same thing where he tells us he quit drinking when he then the next day is caught with Fireball in his hand. He tells us he's losing weight as he looks fatter and fatter than ever before. He tells us he's getting a good night's sleep as his eye bags become more and more pronounced. Like, the guy's just completely full of. He tells us that he's the most successful and rich anybody could ever be. But then you look into his public records and he's underwater on his mortgage to the tune of like $2 million with a second mortgage on his home. And his coffee is actually drop shipped and he doesn't own anything and it's all just a fraud. Like, the guy's a bozo, buddy. Big time.
Right, dramatic discussion for 10,000 kicks. Saying I'm on the last leg of a road trip to see my family. Thank you guys for helping me stay awake. Let's go. Thank you for that massive. And
Jen
enjoy
Cook
your
says,
road
is that
trip.
the cuck chair in the theater? That's one of his fabled cuck thrones right there
Very
in the movie
liminal.
theater. And Platestein for 5 subs.
Thank you,
Let's
Platestein.
go.
But this is like, why even, if you're going to return to Twitter, why not make it worth something? This is your return, like a little sneaky, like, movie night. Really?
Wow,
That's
I'm
your
rich
return,
and
you know?
successful. Well, it's better. This is better than his next tweet, which he crafted. Andy.
Okay, here we go.
You ready for this? Self-felt?
Yes,
At least someone's using the RC track.
The deers.
For those of you who don't know, the Quartering poured maybe $30,000 into building this RC car track across his spacious mansion estate, which included like a shipping container with like
AC,
a porthole and air conditioning and like full electrical hookup and a bathroom and plumbing inside the shipping container. Like, all of this crazy in order to play with RC cars. And then he played with it maybe 2 or 3 times. And he's completely abandoned it. And you can see here now the Dough Bowl has taken over the RC car track. These deer have just completely taken over and have shot all over his precious baseball dirt. Remember, he told us about the sacred baseball dirt, buddy?
But it hasn't been used so much. There's grass growing through the baseball dirt.
Yes.
Because he doesn't maintain it at all.
He didn't maintain it for shit, and it's like winter has been over for like 6 weeks now. That's the thing.
Hobby
like
jumping.
He gets,
boom, boom,
that's
boom.
it. He jumps from hobby to hobby, dumps tens of thousands of dollars into it, gets no return on investment, and then he's on to the next thing to waste a fortune on. He's already done with Unsleeve Media, and he probably purchased 25 conservatively. We know that the first pack, the first drop of cards that he purchased was $10,000. Okay. He probably purchased like easily double or triple that. So I would say conservatively, he spent $25,000 on cards to get no return on that YouTube channel whatsoever. Just flushed down the drain. And most of it was on Pokemon cards that he got resealed garbage.
They were all resealed.
And didn't get any hits, didn't get any good cards whatsoever.
Actually, it was the Sharkpedo EX 18 times in a row for every box, the Sharkpedo EX.
That's a disaster, dude.
Imagine he returns to Twitter, right? He's got like 500,000 followers. 1 hour ago, 3 retweets.
40 likes only?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a zombie Twitter account. There's really, in all seriousness, like, he might say, oh, I need that to promote stuff and da 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 da. But it's a zombie, bro. There's no actual engagement on that. There's nobody who's really following him closely. Who cares?
I'm going to be real. I think him tweeting actually is like an unpromotion. It reminds people, wait, I'm still following this guy? Oh, yeah. I should unsub and unfollow to everything. Thank you. It's a reminder.
So we got Sneed Dave Williams for a pack it up. Says, how far away from his own British government housing in Bucket would you say Jer is? Well, it
will never be that low.
How much? Well, it depends, right? Because there's 2 more years until Heather is entitled to alimony for the rest of her life. So I imagine that Heather is holding out to divorce him for 2 years from now. I would say within the next 4 years, maybe even sooner, his debt is going to become unserviceable. He's just not going to be able to make the payments. Now, you can, go on for quite some time. That's why I say 4 years, because you can go on for a long time robbing Peter to pay Paul, shifting money around here, shifting money around there, selling off this asset, selling off that asset, trying to make payments and stuff, right? So he might be able to keep it afloat. But the ultimate judgment day for Jer is the day that his wife knows that she's got everything guaranteed and she just divorces him and takes everything. And that's probably 2 years away. I think the only reason she hasn't completely divorced Jeremy at this point is because his dad died a few years ago. And she didn't want to cause him to actually end it all.
Yeah.
And I think she wanted to ensure that she would get that payday from Jer until the day she dies. Because once you hit 20 years of marriage in Wisconsin, that's it. You're paid out for the rest of your life. So that's the situation with these two. Quartering's in a tough spot, man. He's in a really tough spot. We got World Changer Reel for 5 subs. Dramatic discussion. We did that one. Okay. Let's continue here.
Let's continue.
Let's go into some of his coffee brand coffee reviews.
Okay.
It's not looking good for coffee brand coffee right now. We have a 1-star review here that says, poor product, fraud company. Do not purchase.
People found this helpful.
Do not purchase coffee from this company. It is extremely mediocre. Way too expensive for what it is, coffee. Do yourself a favor and never buy anything from this company. It is obviously drop ship coffee that is from a YouTuber who is lying to everyone that it is a legitimate company and who lies about just about anything and doesn't have any values.
Oh, man. That's mean. That's
disgusting, surprising bag. Human feces shipped in bag. No joke. I opened my bag and it smelled terrible. I checked it out and there was dry feces. I'm not sure if it was human or animal, but if you watch the founder of the Quartering show, he constantly talks about feces in the toilet. So I wouldn't be shocked if this was some sick joke. Buyers beware, check your bag for human feces.
That's actually hilarious.
Factually accurate review.
Factually accurate. By the way, if your chat's broken, just hit refresh in case, guys.
Oh no, his coffee's literally smells like felt to me. Absolutely amazing taste, but smells like farts and felt while it brews. Makes my tummy hurt worse than Qdoba. Probably won't buy again because it's not great value for the money. I think I'll spend my money at my local casino instead. That's a fair, true, and honest review. Only 3 stars. It wasn't a 1-star.
Oh,
you can tell that.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a real review. Here we have Matin for 3 stars. Lackluster / over advertised. I tried it at Tim's house and it's lackluster, but he advertises it a lot on every podcast. Just buy Cast Brew instead.
It's all honest, beautiful, nice.
True and honest reviews. Bought this before it was on Amazon. The coffee is a little mid. Purchased it before Jer started selling it on Amazon. It's okay, but it's weird. After drinking a cup, I had this uncontrollable urge to urinate on my basement floor and clinically do propaganda for an Orange Epstein associate. Like I said, weird.
This is brutal, dude.
Foul odors. Is it supposed to smell like cat pee?
Holy shit.
This one says tastes like literal dirt. Constantine says the house always wins, unlike this coffee. It's a cool, interesting, non-essential oddity that will make you call anyone shouting indignantly nodding off. That's a real Jer sentence.
And you know what's fun about these reviews? Say what you want about them, but they're not written by AI.
No, these are human.
They got like
these are human, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
I don't think the word weird is like just brutally misspelled.
W-I.
Oh my god! All right, let's see what else here. Beyond disgusting. Ew, bugs. Absolutely horrible. If you enjoy sour smelling grinds, then buy this. Beyond disappointed, into the trash it goes.
Oh, thanks, Chris Redfield.
Yeah, Chris Redfield.
Chris Redfield
3 L's.
From the Resident Evil franchise.
All right, here we go. We got another one here. Let's see here. From the United States, we have Sleepy Joe says no. When Sleepy Joe says no, you know it's cooked. I ordered this flavor of coffee straight from the source, but then it turned out the source is actually secondhand, repackaged, relabeled, barely one step above drop shipping. And I think this is what led to the stale taste I experienced. On his YouTube channel, Jeremy Hambley, the owner, claims it's all made in-house like a true mom and pop business. But the truth is, he just buys the coffee, puts his own label on it. It's as lazy as the YouTube Shorts videos he does, where he takes other people's content, just slaps his logo on it and claims it as his own. 2 stars. That's very fair from this reviewer. 2 stars because it's still coffee and has caffeine in it, even if it does taste stale and gross.
The backhanded ending. It's got caffeine in it. So
those are some of the reviews for Coffee Brand Coffee. Now, why are we doing this? Because the Friday edition of the Quartering Show centered entirely around, no word of a lie, a 45-minute coffee business meeting.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Okay. Where half the show was just a coffee business meeting. Now, Quartering decided that his use of AI debunked all of Luther Morgan's claims.
Yeah.
Even though had he continued to read the very next sentence, it would debunk him. But just for Jer, just so he knows, do you require ingredient labels on flavored coffee? Yes, ingredient labels are mandatory if the coffee is flavored, Jer. So just before we go into this, if you just show the audience that.
There. Oh, yep, there you go.
They can, there you go. They can see that, yes, ingredient labels are mandatory if the coffee is flavored, Jer.
Yep. Well, to be fair, though, we've shown this, I think, 8 times, and then he keeps pretending like people don't know the law.
Yeah, and then he's like really smug about it.
Yeah, he's like, actually, I don't need to put the sticker. And then we're like, well, folks, I mean, use AI all you want, because we all know AI is the right and never wrong, and it's never hallucinated, and everything AI says is correct and factual.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, okay, here we go.
All right, here we go. Here's the coffee business meeting, everybody.
By the way. I just saw the 21 beautiful. I love it. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Already.
Wow.
Good morning.
I'll say this.
Slob of the Hut maxed as usual from Jer.
No black screen to re-intro. But he fixed it.
He's figuring out the intro transition, but like, look at like the greasy chest hair that we're having to look at on this.
Did he just wake up?
Like, what's wrong with him, man? Like, he's wearing like this white see-through, like translucent shirt. Like, look at his shoulders.
Yeah, you can see the beater.
It's like sweat stained right through. Like, look at that.
Well, it looks like he's at the end of a wedding. It's like 3 a.m.
Yes.
He took the tie off already and unbuttoned.
Good
Uncle
morning.
Phil's saying he's so high. He does look absolutely zooted out of his mind on pills. Like,
Yeah.
zoom in on his eyes, man.
Well, yeah, look at it.
Look at his pupils, dude.
Buddy, that's shrooms. That's like the level of...
Like,
That's
he's
like when you
fucking-
do like 9 grams of shrooms and you're like,
He's
oh my
fucking
God.
bro.
Good morning, everybody.
Is he snorting? Like, honestly, when you said that first, I didn't believe you. I was like, nah, he's probably like a cold.
No,
when it gets cold.
I didn't even believe it either, but it just keeps going on and on and on now
'Cause-
where his nose just sounds stuffed with pills or something.
Yeah, because when I had allergies, it's like, a week. It makes sense when you have a cold or allergies, but it's been 2 months of, okay.
How are you on this fantastic Friday? Or
By the way, we got Hyserian for 5,000 kicks.
Let's go.
Jared needs to spit out the Jubal's load and get me Hannah Claire's number so she can take my... Bro, look at Jared here,
No,
Andy.
did you hear his voice though? He sounds like he's like hungover every day,
Yeah.
every minute. Because like,
Fucked
or a
up.
good morning, everybody. How are you on this fantastic Friday?
is he sick? Like he
Well,
actually
he's
sounds sick,
definitely
or
sick. He's sick somehow, like mentally sick. I think physically sick, real bad. Like he's in a rough place.
I don't want to accuse him of snorting like anything, but like, okay, I'm just saying,
Mhm.
Or a friggin' Friday?
A friggin' Friday, huh? It's a friggin' Friday, bud. Frick off, Rick. Oh my God, you Jared.
Oh.
He's so unfunny. He's so uncharismatic.
Oh,
What's
Yeah.
wrong with him?
oh,
Frankly, Friday. I don't know.
Frankly, Friday. Yeah, you don't know. Hang your head in shame, bro. Look at him here, man.
This is
He's
cringe.
just defeated. He's
Yes!
just face palming. He's just like, what do I do? It's freaking Friday.
it's
Frankly,
Freaky
Friday.
Woo.
Oh, he's a freaky deaky bum, buddy.
It's Friday.
buddy. That's like when you're out of things to say. It's Friday, Freaky Friday.
But how
Friggin'
can
Friday,
you not
Friday,
just
Friday.
like off the top, like rattle off like the 5 news stories you're most excited
What's
to
going
cover?
on, everyone? Trump is,
Andy Worski here.
yeah, hey, what's going on? How you all doing?
You're all excited for the weekend.
No!
How? He's doing it on
It's
purpose.
Immediately, bro.
You're excited for the weekend.
Oh, it's over, dude. And then, like a minute, you're talking about the weekend
I
again.
can't believe. Yo,
Would you have nothing else? Like, please,
But
bro,
who-
figure it out.
but who's like, no, fuck the weekend. Like, I hope everyone likes the weekend there, Jer. Like,
Oh my god.
Well, you guys are all enjoying the morning show because I have decided that the morning show is here to stay.
oh,
Whoa,
wasn't
let's
sure what
go! Let's go! I love this. Look at him.
He
Oh my
looks
god,
so
he's been
tired.
crying. Bro, he's defeated. That's a sticker. Look
oh
at
my
that.
god. Yeah,
shit.
I actually think that's a sticker for real.
Oh man.
Oh,
Hello,
gosh.
darkness, my old friend. He was sobbing his eyes out when he was seeing the germinal decline.
The Jer.
When he sees
oh,
the true numbers in YouTube Studio, he just
Oh.
cries his eyes
buddy.
out.
Hang on,
Bro.
let me open up Photoshop.
No
Give me a
wonder
minute
he
here.
wasn't showing the revenue part of his YouTube dashboard, the yellow flash, when he was trying to flex the views on
Well,
it.
that's all that really matters, to be honest. Like that. Like,
Yes.
that's the real number. Like, prove to me how much you make. I could like make up a fake number right now.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a millionaire. I make 10 million a month. Like, you could just lie. Prove it.
I
Here,
just-
I'm
like,
making
I
this a
just
sticker because
love,
it's
though,
sad. This
I
is
think that Quartering somehow believes that at no point will he ever have to address this. But if he plans on continuing on for any length of time, eventually he's going to have to crawl out of his hug box
yeah.
and he's going to get pressed about this immediately. If he goes on any other panel show, any other interview show where there's open super chats or anything like this, like He's just planning on hiding in his little hug box on Rumble till the end of time and just never answering to any of this. I think honestly, he should have just went on with Yellow Flash on that debate show and just answered the and at least then there'd be something on the record for this.
Oh my God.
But he still thinks it's all going to blow over and it's all going to be fine and it's a tempest in a teapot. But it's not. Your numbers are completely fucked, Jer. It's over, buddy.
I actually called this sticker quartering sad, and then the icon thing came up. Sorry, you already have a sticker called this. So it's quartering sad with 2 D's, okay? I've changed it.
He's sad!
With 2 D's!
He does look so sad in this image, though. Like, dude.
With the fact that we already have a sticker.
I think he really was crying his eyes out all morning. Absolutely.
I think it's like an internal sadness that there's like
no,
never
it's
leaves.
not just you chronically unimpressed. Unfortunately, the chat's just absolutely
sorry,
right
man.
now.
Yeah.
I was going to do with my time slot, how I was going to change things around. But the morning show's here to stay. I've slowly begun adjusting to getting up at 6:30 in the morning instead of 9:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Buddy.
Like,
6:30?
do you really think the audience actually gives a single Jer about your struggles with waking up and the adjustments to your sleep schedule? Nobody cares. It's so boring. It's such a waste of everybody's time. But he has to tell us about the schedule and like about his sleep and stuff every show.
But imagine you work hard to be a streamer, a dream job for most people, right? To wake up at 6:30 a.m., you're your own boss. You're a live streamer and video content creator, and you wake up at the time that people just like despise waking up at.
But most normal people are waking up at that time anyway.
Yeah,
like
he makes it seem like it's an accomplishment. Yeah.
Yes. It's like, oh wow. It's like you work from home, you roll out of bed, you lazy. You don't even shower. We can all tell. We can basically smell your greasy ass through the stream. You don't groom. You don't comb what's left of your hair. It's all up in the back, and your shirts are wrinkled and disheveled. And half the time you're wearing the same shirt all week long, covered in dandruff and shit. And you're going to try and pretend like he does the same thing today on the Monday show, where he tries to gaslight us about how much prep work he's doing. And he's doing 2 hours of work the night before to get all the articles ready. But it's like, hold on, Jer. If you're getting all of the articles the night before, you're not doing the news of today, are you? So then this whole thing about like the 9 a.m. morning slot and I'm getting the fresh recent news is you're just doing last night's news again. But obviously all of that is like some sort of weird cope excuse for why he's moved time slots. Like, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh, but we got Hyserian for another 5,000 kicks. Says, I gotta head out, boys. Have a good night. Where are the subs? Let's get some subs. They're waiting for Freebird.
We need a sad. We need the saddest.
We need a sad Jer.
And then we'll pause and then do
the
Freebird.
subs. And we got one M-Pulse says, I promise not to mention the Digital Circus, so have a nice week. Not only do they have like actual like cardboard standees and promotional material for Digital Circus at my movie theater, but Digital Circus is getting more show times this weekend than any other movie at my local theater. And I'm really concerned for the state of the world. No, it's getting like the IMAX. Like, it's taking it from Backrooms and Star Wars and
Really?
I'm not kidding. This insane. I don't know what to say anymore. Hyserian for 45 subs. Let's go.
Let's all enjoy here. We're over the fire. The fire that is Quartering's career.
Carnivaxes for
I love this. I'm so happy.
Does he ever look sad?
Hey, Jer, remember when you had viewers? when you had support. JoJo San for a sub.
Buddy, our chat's moving
it's-
like the normal Jer chat. We're like
Refresh
fucking
it, refresh
crippled
it.
on.
Refresh
Bro,
it.
refreshing doesn't do anything,
Really? It worked for
Andy.
me.
Really?
Yeah.
We got Shrapnel Stars for
For
5
5
subs.
Let's
JoJo Son, Mr. Pep, 822G, Lawbreaker, Pencilvester for 5 subs. Sunset 90 for 10 subs. Cheap Greaser with a sub as well. Let's go.
Let's
Jerry uses diarrhea with a sub. Bulu Cthulhu with a sub. The DPR with a
The
gifted
chat's
sub.
fucking completely broken.
Holy.
All right. Thanks, Kick. Your update shit.
Job there, Kick.
Break it
You
up.
bozos.
We gotta tell Eddie,
Holy
stop updating.
shit.
Wednesday, Friday, please, for the love of God, don't update. They're probably adding that new chat
Not
thing.
in our time slot, pal.
All right. Let's Paul Bunyan for a sub. Well, let's go, guys. Still a lot of show here. Quartering the Ralph. You're gonna be excited for that. All right, here we go. Let's go.
With my time slot, how I was going to change things around.
Thanks for the support,
But
guys.
the morning
Nobody
show's here to
cares,
stay.
Jer.
I've slowly begun adjusting to getting up at 6:30 in the morning instead of 9:30 in the morning.
Whoa.
And I think everything is going to be a-okay. What the
Hey,
hell?
we got-
It's
we
in
got
fact
Freebirds
not going to
coming in
be
now.
okay.
We got free
So
birds
now-
coming in.
Now it's coming in. We got dramatic discussion for 10
Let's
subs.
go.
Gator 941 for 5 subs. Chef Noska, X Fire in the skies. Quarter shot of water. No, he's not getting up at 6:30 in the morning. He's waking up at 8:30, 8:40, rolling out of bed, crawling to the computer room and starting OBS. He gets all of the news stories in like the 10 minutes before the show begins. He opens 10 tabs and there you go. There's no prep. There's nothing. It's 9 news articles. Most of them are just Twitter for sake. We got Steve Harvey Oswald for 10 subs.
It's like a
And the
delayed
Hammer
Freebird.
of God for a gifted sub.
Okay, my
It
chat
is,
is
like-
it's like literally
It's
on
just a
life support.
complete nightmare, buddy. Iota 4240 for 10 subs.
Let's go in Jazz Farmer for 5 subs.
Every sub is restoring the chat to health, guys. Kick's prioritizing the streams that bring in the most money for bandwidth.
True.
That's, I bet you
Eddie
that's
told
how
me
it
that.
works there. The missing screw to DSP's chair for 10 subs.
Thank you so much. Let's go. Big support. Hi to all new followers. All right, let's continue. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Sorry about the chat.
Crooked Mojo for a sub. Canned
Oh.
Pears for 5 subs.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll do it later on when fixed.
Hopefully,
Let's
yeah,
get
we'll
back
see.
on track here.
We'll see.
Did you ever do to piss off Pat Conti and Ian Ferguson? I don't know who that is.
Thanks.
He
I really don't
knows
give a
who
shit.
they are. It's Pat the NES punk. You can tell it hurts
Oh,
Jared.
oh, did they foul
Jared
play?
is hard. Well, every show, Pat the NES punk just rapes Jared now,
Really?
bud. He's like your pocket jobber at this one. Bro, his eyes look rough.
That's
man.
fucking, yeah, like
Oh,
this eye right here.
no. Bro, look at the redness. He's been crying.
Oh,
Oh
Poor
no.
guy, dude. Poor
He
guy.
looks old. He looks like he's aged 5 years in the last month, hasn't
yeah.
he?
Oh yeah.
He's like aging, like sped up decomposition, like a rotting fruit or vegetable or something. You ever see those time lapses of
Yes.
like a rotting head of lettuce or something?
He's
That's
just-
what this is like.
There's classical music over it as it rots, you know. All right. Here we go. By the way, I have no balls and I must be free for 5 subs, and back for more 420 for a sub, and Johnny Pretzels for a sub. Thank you. Really appreciate it, man. And Canned Pears for 5. Wait, is that new? Canned Pears for 5 subs.
5 subs.
Fuck
Yep.
yeah. Big support.
Don't care. People want to be mad at me.
Okay, when you yell, when you
Look
go,
at him here. Look at him here. though. When you yell, I don't care. You definitely
That's
do
the care.
care. Like, because if you didn't care, you either wouldn't have read it or been like, I don't know anything about that,
Or you
and
go,
just
huh?
moved on.
Yeah, you go,
But he's
huh?
like, I don't care. And then look at this frown, bro. This is like angry video game nerd tier frown. Like, that almost has to be a sticker. Look at that,
I'm
dude.
actually thinking about it.
Let's see 10 subs right now for the big banana nose
He's
frowny
gonna
chair.
take you back to,
You
the,
back to
past.
the past to his pants at Walmart.
He's
He'd
gonna
rather
shit
have
out his ass.
the bull plowing his wife's dirty
Oh
snack.
God! Oh.
Sit in the cockled chair and play with RC cars, then his wife. He's the gayest pilled out poopy pants nerd. He's the angry cockled nerd.
I'm making the sticker. It's actually really, it is AVGN.
Oh man.
AVGN. Oh my God.
Oh fuck.
He regrets this every day.
We got Ramsos 85 for 10 subs. Oblivious Icarus for 10 subs. Sunset 90 for 10 subs.
Let's go.
Katarina Ann, Officer Dank Nasty, Buster, MF Brown, Rice Patty Master, all for subs. And Liquid Dave says, for everyone watching this on the Clips channel, like this video if Jer's dad is in heaven. Jer's dad is in heaven, everyone, for sure.
Yo,
We've
some
got
really cool clip
DSP
channels, by the
Joy,
way.
LTG's Protein Real Lucid for 5 subs. And back for more 420 for a sub as well.
Yeah. No, by the
Raw
way,
Quarter Pounder for 5 subs.
I've been seeing some of the channels out there posting our stuff, doing really good, by the way. Harmon, Smith, Luther, Felted Media, Kino from Kick Clips, all at 10, 20, 30,000 views. Like, dude, Kino Casino clip outs.
Jer is like Mr. Felted Face here. No,
Buddy, we have like
this is
800,000 channels on YouTube. This rules. Bad idea, Jared. I love this picture, by the way. Demon Psychiatrist for a sub. Let's go.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
That's fine. It's funny when it's one-sided.
What?
But it's not one-sided because you're always
funny when it's
seething at
one-sided.
us or Luther or what. Like, what are you talking about?
Which
buddy?
ones? Huh?
Like the feud, like the beef, but it's obviously not one-sided. We all know that you're seething all day, every day, because you went to Josh Moon and asked his permission to destroy our clip channel, buddy. Like, you're not well in the head.
Well,
Like,
okay.
it's not one side. This is the thing is I know for a fact that Quartering has Google alerts turned on for his name. Jeremy Hambley, the Quartering, all of it. And he sees every negative thing that's said about him on the internet and he cries. And he knows everybody who said anything nasty about him because, like, he saw Tectone and was like, I won't rage you, Tectone. You did me wrong. Like, and he has like a list of traitors that he writes down and stuff like this. Like, trust me, in no way is it one-sided. Jer is maulding on the daily.
Well, yeah, and by the way, you aren't allowed to just get us banned and then ignore us and go, why are they talking about me? Like, no, sorry, this is forever. This is the thing. This is
He's
what's
cooked.
This is it.
Well, he could, like, at bare minimum, he could at least admit that he did wrong and, like, apologize and, like, try and make amends. Maybe not even just with us, but with all of the other people that he over, like D-Day King Cobra and Stuttering Craig, the Side Scrollers, Yellow Flash. you know, Brittany Venti for being a creepy perv with her and shit like this. Like, but no, he just is going with he did nothing wrong ever. None of this is happening. It's all a tempest in a teapot. It'll all blow over by May 4th. We're now in June. Still hasn't blown over. Business is worse than it's ever been. But sure, Jer, any day now, bud. Any day now. We've got freelancing for Voldemort for 5 subs. And Nasty Boy for 500 kicks says for the eye zooms.
It's the morning show, but spelled morning.
He's
Not
in morning.
Not morning, morning.
That's a level of kind of self-own that
You almost said felt.
only Jesus
Yeah,
can
it's
fix.
right. Yeah, people are definitely
Jesus.
self-owning by dunking on you, Jer. I'm sure, buddy. I'm sure.
You know. What do you guys got going on this weekend?
No,
That
you-
knows.
you-
And he asked about the weekend
Again?
again.
It's been 2
Again.
minutes. It's been 2 minutes. Wait, it's been 1 minute and 27 seconds, actually.
Mhm.
I like everyone, I like to give everyone a few minutes to get in.
Okay, let's go back and hear that.
But you
What do you
have a
guys-
5-minute. He has a 5-minute intro timer. I don't know. Make the intro timer a half hour
Yeah, do
then,
what
like
we
we
do.
do, buddy. Like you need that.
Got going on this weekend.
Bunch of
I like
fun.
I like everyone, I like to give everyone a few minutes to get in so I don't have to
I like to get
answer
her,
questions. You know,
No.
I'm going to rearrange my office again.
What?
Wait.
What do you mean you're rearranging?
the 10th
Bro,
time.
we're shuffling the deck chairs in the Titanic at this. Do you really think it's the placement of the office furniture at this point that's the problem, Quartering? Really? That's what we're going with? That's the latest excuse for the germinal decline? Okay. All right.
This is like the 4th office, like,
Listen to this.
reshuffling.
This is so funny where he admits we were right all along and his whole plan for 4 offices was. Bro, he does look baked though, doesn't he? Like,
Yeah.
look at him.
Oh my God,
He
look at
looks-
his eye here.
Dude, he's clearly high. Like, there's no doubt
Is
in my
he
mind
stoned?
that he's got to be on some sort of pills or something. He looks high.
Yeah, like,
I thought I needed a second set for, you know how I have 2
Why?
channels? So I have this
Yeah.
channel, the Quartering, I have
whoa. So we were right the whole time again
Yeah.
for the 10th time? Oh.
Jeremy Hambley, my personal channel. I also have Quartering Live, which I'm bringing to Rumble 2 over the weekend.
No, there is
Isn't
no
Quartering Live the main
the live
Quartering?
show. Look at him here. Zoom in on his face.
Oh my
It's
God. If
Whoa.
only you knew. If
I'm
only-
sorry. Is that not either the most baked person on earth? Like, it looks like he did a fusion dance with a panda for
He
or
looks
something.
old.
Like, he looks like he's 100 years old and just like miserable, bro. Like a corpse. The pallid, rotting flesh of Jeremy Hambley.
He's Bloody
Holy-
Roar, the panda from Bloody Roar.
Oh my God.
I foolishly thought, I need a different set for every channel. So people,
We told you that was a bad idea.
We told you it was a stupid waste of time and money.
Just use a green screen if you're going to change the background.
like, will know it's a different channel and it's a different vibe.
Oh my God.
I don't know
He looked like Cranky Cat. Have you seen that meme? No, he actually, hang on. Someone said it in chat.
Man.
Yo, Cranky
He's making
Cat.
wacky faces, man. I'm pretty sure he's on drugs.
Hang on.
This is when the Xanax hits just right, I guess. Like,
Yo, Cranky
Fuck.
Cat. He actually does look like this guy.
oh my God.
holy fuck, dude. That was good, chat. That was good.
I thought that was stupid. I spent an
Or
enormous
grumpy
amount of
cat,
time redoing my office to
He
fit.
didn't want to say money, but he did. He wasted a lot of time and money doing his office to have 4 corner offices, 4 different
cuck
sets.
chairs.
In each corner, he had a corner for every show. It was insane, dude. And it was all just a waste. And now he's using just this one. But my whole thing is, why even bother like removing the Just leave it where it is. Who gives a just film everything here?
Yeah.
Who gives a Oh my
You don't
god.
think it's gonna help, Ash? The new background.
3 different sets in here, and I end up just filming everything on one set anyway. No one cares. So,
Of course no one cares.
Yeah.
gonna undo that over this weekend. Get
What?
some
Good on do that? Or gonna undo that?
Okay.
physical labor in.
What?
Physical labor.
Gonna undo that over this
Good
weekend.
undo
Get some
that.
physical labor in,
Get some physical labor in.
which is good.
Wow.
You know, keep it
move.
moving, keep it pushing.
He acts like he's doing like one of those like
By the way,
ninja
I think he
warriors.
said bring physical labor in, and by that he means his wife to do everything for him. Well, because remember, it was his wife that was having to like pack up all of his toys, his NES collection, and move
I
it
thought
out
for
of
a
the office.
second he meant like I'm gonna bring some physical labor, like he's gonna like work it, you know? No. hire some-
No. He's bringing in Mexicans or something.
Yeah, the Mexican bull.
And then I'm gonna bring back some of my arcade one-ups. So I
What?
That'll
What do
save
you
the
mean?
business.
What's gonna save the business, boys? Line up the arcade one-ups in the background. It's not like they've gone out of business entirely because no one wants them.
Ralph segment at the end, by the way. Someone asked me
Oh, it's gonna be a
It's a
Kino
good
Ralph
one.
segment.
It's a
You're
good
gonna
one.
want to stay tuned. You're gonna want to stay tuned.
that.
I had to take a bunch of arcade one-ups out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring back in the ones that I at least play, which is
That you least
Wait,
play
I'm
or
gonna
at
bring
least
in-
play? He's gonna bring in the ones that he least plays. What?
Wait.
Because
So
they're
I'm gonna
props. or-
Is that what he's Yeah, that's what I'm thinking because of props.
I had to take a bunch of arcade one-ups out of here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna bring back in the ones that I at least plast which is
That I
Okay,
least
so-
play or least
So
play?
I think he meant to say that I at least play. He looks absolutely like look at him. Look at him, man. What is he doing?
that looks AI.
Holy Jeremy.
Wow.
NFL Blitz, NBA Jam, and
Okay. Is he actually claiming that he on a regular basis plays his NBA Jam
From
and
downtown.
NFL Blitz arcade one-up machines? You are not, bro. Like, not even once a month are you actually booting that up, bro. Come on.
That's like you're
Come-
hanging out with your bros, drinking. Hey, want to play a game of Blitz real quick? You know,
I was gonna say, like, it
once a
could
month.
be.
Yeah.
No, and you have to make like a conscious effort to do that. You
Yeah.
have to get everybody over to do that. Like, no one's just like, you know what I'm doing every day? Playing NBA Jam on my arcade one-up.
Boom shakalaka.
probably Golden Tee, and then probably sell all the rest of them. I don't
Golden.
You know
know
what
if I can even sell them.
You know, you can't sell them, Jer. They're worthless, bro. You'll be lucky to get people to pick them up and take them away from your house, man. Holy You'd be lucky if you don't have to pay 1-800-GOT-JUNK to haul it to the scrapyard. No
You know-
one wants these things. They're
You know why he plays Golden Tee? Because every dive bar in the world is legally obliged to have a Golden Tee machine, right?
They'd one up and have to be local, right? And have to be like $100.
How much did you? No,
So I
you're
don't-
not getting $100 for them. When they were brand new, they were what, $200? And he thinks he's gonna get
What's
like
the arcade?
100 for an arcade one-up. What were they? $199, $299?
No, they gotta be more than that. Arcade.
Well, that was the
one-up.
idea behind them, was that they were like very reasonable in terms of price.
$7.49 Canadian.
Canadian, yeah.
Oh, here's
but that's
166 on eBay. You could buy.
like
No,
I just don't.
$700 Canadian.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if anyone's even going to want to buy them,
They
Covered
used to
in
be
cum.
$199.
but they're taking up a ton of room.
Yeah, no. That's the thing. Like in this guy's mind, like he just has no conception of like space. Even though he has like for him and his wife, just two people, he has like 15 bedrooms in this McMansion, like 7,000 square feet or some shit like this, right? He doesn't realize that if you buy 30 arcade machines, it's gonna take up a space. He just keeps buying more and more crap to stuff in this house that he never uses. Guaranteed he wasted $3 or $4 grand on all of these arcade 1-up machines, and he's not even going to see any return on it at all. It's all just going to be given away. Just wasteful.
Yeah, just buy a emulator machine or a handheld or something.
Get the original arcade machine.
Yeah, because it's a class of collectors. Yeah.
Yes, if you really must have it, get the original arcade hardware. Don't get this cheap reproduction shit. That
it's taking up room for what? For his wife having room for the bull. So
like one in the garage, like
yeah, exactly.
Morning. School's out for summer. Kids are happy. That's true. Oh, is that just?
Who gives a
holy shit? Is
kids
that the next
school?
Excuse? Is that the next excuse?
Oh yeah, kids, and now they're not into school. The kids
are
out,
so he's missing out on his child viewers or something.
Or the parents are getting the kids ready for school.
Yes, the parents are now having to spend time with their kids on summer vacation, so they don't have time to watch in the mornings, etc. Something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just
pump
now?
your brakes for 5 subs.
Let's go. Big support. Thank you so much. This is crazy. And by the way, I'm bringing up the obvious, but the way he's just like stopping in, like, I just stopped for 3 seconds and I'm like,
in chat too, and it's so true. This is the conversation you have with your mailman or somebody in a doctor's waiting room, like some sort of temporary person that you're forced to interact with for under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You talk about, oh yeah, kids are back to school, or how about that weather? It's been pretty good this last week or so. Yep. Hear that there's a festival in town for the dragon boats. Yep. Mm-hmm. Like, this is like his show it's like small talk that you would have with somebody in a waiting room. Yep. What are you going to do this weekend, Tim? Gee, I don't know. What are you going to do, John?
I'm going to be real. I think those convos I've had with people are actually
better.
More interesting. And
no, they are.
And
they are
nice
because they're
friendly.
not usually conducted with a catatonic, Xanaxed out alcoholic pants that hasn't left his house in the last 2 weeks. Yeah.
Autism brand alcoholism for a sub. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Do you know what's up with Graham Allen? I think he's just on a vacation, guys.
What is up with this guy's goals, though?
Allen.
So Graham is, I guess, the guy that Quartering is stepping on his time slot, Graham Allen. But like, if you're concerned about Graham Allen, if Graham Allen you even think about one time in a day, it's already over for you. You've lost.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah. Oh, is that why we're losing viewers?
One's a psychopath like me and never takes off.
But you just took off Monday. So I'm a psychopath. I'm a workaholic psychopath. I have to work every moment of every day. I mean, I did just take Memorial Day off, but what? What do you like?
Oh man! By the way, I like how Raw Jer is like struggling because Jer's so boring that watching him Raw at 6 a.m. stuff.
It's up there with Phil.
It's worse than Phil, dude.
It is.
Because it's 6 a.m. At least with Phil, it's like 2.
His co-host is having surgery. Yeah, I think everything's cool with Graham. He's just got the week off. A lot of people take this week off. I think Tim
took...
They?
What? Still.
So because Tim Pool took Memorial Day off in the week of Memorial Day, everybody takes Memorial Day week off, right? A lot of people are doing this, and so that's why the viewership isn't right this week, guys. Is because it's like we're still doing this, huh? It's actually the end of the week. Like it's 4 days now since Memorial Day, and he's still doing it.
Buddy, Tim Pool lives rent free. People use that term a little bit too much, but this is literal rent free.
Most of Memorial Day week off. I think he came back this week though.
Okay.
And then
Tim Pool took most of Memorial Week. Who the ever called it Memorial Week?
You know, it's only ever been called Memorial Week in Quartering's Twisted World. Like, will it be 4th of July week as well?
Like Christmas week is the only
like 4th of July, he's going to be fucking traumatized. It's going to take him at least a month to get over the viewership decline. Like, look at him here, by the way. Like, did he have a stroke? What's up with his mouth? Like, zoom in on his mouth.
No,
what's going on?
Right. Like, he's actually.
Oh, what is that, Jer? What's happening, buddy? No, but really, what is happening, man?
Yeah, so
he's rubbing his arm again.
Graham's regular viewers,
why is he doing that?
I'm glad you've been checking out the show.
They haven't been.
He's like,
maybe when Graham's done in the mornings, you could pop back over.
No.
When
When Graham's back, it's over, dude. Imagine hoping that who's Graham? I don't even know who this guy is.
No one knows.
Whatever you want to do. Do you sell hats at all? Why isn't that your thing? You sell hats instead of tumblers? I thought about it.
He thought about selling hats?
I thought about it.
Okay.
All right, my allergies are still.
Did you see that?
Wow.
He's like rubbing his neck like this, and then like rubbing his arm, and then like a dirty like Coke sniff or something.
But imagine wearing a Quartering hat, though. What a lowly piece of shit you must be to wear a Quartering hat.
That's never happened. It's never happened. So they're saying that he's like grinding. Somebody here in chat saying it's not a pill drip. It's like from him grinding his teeth constantly. I don't.
Oh,
nuts. In the mornings, I'm stuffy like all morning. I've never had allergies, but now I've started taking like Afrin, like the nasal spray.
What?
And it keeps me like clear out all day long.
Wait.
Wait, what?
He started taking Afrin, so now it came in?
So now you have the sniffles? That doesn't make sense.
What?
But I love how his explanation for his allergies is that he doesn't get allergies. But then you do have allergies. Like, it's weird. Like, every time he brings it up, he says he never gets allergies. But if that's the excuse, then you are having allergies. I don't know.
It's crazy, dude.
I guess obviously all that cocaine I'm doing along with.
Listen.
Oh, here it is.
It's not.
Here it is. No, it's not. Dude.
Do not
the
insult.
The show would be way better if he was on fucking coke.
I wish 100%. It was coke. Like,
yes, it's not. Like,
they're accusing me of snorting coke. No,
but I love how much it bothers him though, to where he has to seethe about it, which makes me believe there's something to this. That there is something wrong with him. That he's fucking putting pills up his nose or something. Because like, why is he so butthurt about this? You know what I mean? Why is he such a butthurt Billy about being accused of being a drug addict 24/7 on this program? What's his problem, bro? He seems like he's guilty to me.
Drinking every single night.
Well, you are.
That's actually true.
Oh, here comes the seethe. Here we go. Seethe, Jer. Seethe for me, buddy. What is it? I'm drinking every night and snorting coke? Is that what you fucking think? Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. Okay.
Doth protest too much.
I can't keep up. Raging alcoholic, cokehead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Okay, let's make this clear.
Let's go.
We say we wish you did coke.
Listen, there's no chance he's on coke.
No.
It could be anything other than coke.
Yeah.
I might believe.
He's crushing Ambien and snorting Ambien.
That's what I think he's doing, to be perfectly honest. That's exactly what I think's happening is he crushes like Ambien and snorts it.
Whatever, but
well said.
I've never had allergies before, but whatever these last 2 weeks,
never had allergies
been,
before. It's like this weird like Superman syndrome that he has where he's like this badass that's immune to everything but somehow succumbing to it at the same time. And then he's like rubbing, you see how he's rubbing his arm again?
Yeah,
like, it's so annoying. Ugh. He's self-soothing. He's having an anxiety attack again.
I'm out of drippy nose.
What is he doing? Did you see
that's
this?
got clip for sure, of course.
Yeah, this is like
have it kind of out of drippy nose. Yeah, that got clipped for sure, of course. What happened to the stream yesterday? Melanie owes us a Tards Day. We did stream.
Okay. That sentence had a tough time coming out. Like
it did.
What happened to the stream yesterday? Melanie owes us a Tards Day. We did stream.
Whoa.
Owes us a Tards Day? A day? Did he mean day, not stay?
Yeah. Bro, look at him there. Zoom in.
Buddy, this is actually like
bro, like he actually looks like, that like cartoon dog that's like Droopy. I think he might actually be called Droopy.
I think it's Droopy the dog. Yeah.
That's what he looks like, man. That's tough, buddy. Like,
oh no!
No, look it up. Look at pull up. Bring it back a frame to where he was.
There was just Melanie owes us a Tards Day. We did stream.
Watch right there, and let's pull up Droopy the dog and tell me if I'm not like telling the truth.
No, it actually
isn't it though.
Hang on.
Whoa, dear.
Let me put a bigger one.
I had another bad live stream and there's no money for me. My coffee company is failing. Like, seriously, though. He's Droopy Maxing.
It actually looks like him.
Oh, no. He's cartoonish.
Oh, no.
Oh, bother. I'm so happy.
He really does have Eeyore energy, doesn't he?
Eeyore Max.
Eeyore Max,
Depression Max, dude.
There was just some issues with Rumble Studio that kind of geeked out a little bit.
Yeah.
We were live.
Well, apparently the stream was
back
completely unwatchable the day before live, like just crapped out, and you could only watch the replay. Nice website there, Jer. It's nice to put all the eggs in one basket like that. Okay.
Once it went out. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I talked to Rumble about it, and they were like, no, we're not having any issues with Rumble Studio, so I don't know. Is this the year 2000?
What the was that?
Trying to add energy, but it's
oh my god, he's so cringe,
dude.
It's
fucking bad.
He's high as a kite, dude.
He's on coke.
God forbid a white boy catch a vibe, Heaven for fucking bid Jer catch a vibe like that and give us his year 2000. Can you bring that back, please?
The year 2000. The year 2000.
When he tries to be funny, it hurts. It actually hurts when he tries to be funny.
It's stolen from Conan O'Brien, too. Like, the only humor this guy can do is references to other things. Poorly. And things that everybody knows. Like, if you're going to steal, you got to steal from some more obscure bro,
And I promise to keep upping my quality and upping the product keeping you all informed.
The product. He acts like it shows like
the product.
The product. There's no product here.
is
when other people are
garbage.
taking vacations. Because
Jer, you just took Monday off for Memorial Day, and it's like a shot at Tim Pool for being on vacation.
But how dare someone checks notes, takes time off ever?
You know, like no wonder your marriage failed. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
No wonder she's getting plowed by fucking Adam the Jew bull in the other room, buddy.
And
Because this is all that you've got, is just hanging out on the fucking computer. Yeah.
who needs vacation? So this hunger strike.
Oh, that was a scene. That was a scene. Who needs vacation? You can tell he wants to go on vacation, but he's too poor and everything's failed. Suffragette!
Isn't there always this thing that's so consistent with lolcows? Like Phil, Ralph did this, and now him, right? Where it's like, can you believe it? They're taking time off. And it's just like...
It's almost as if you save your money... You can then afford to take time away from work because we don't work to live. We don't live to work. We work to live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man.
Holy, it's so funny.
So this hunger strike.
I'll kill your whole fucking family.
I'll take your whole family, he said.
Children, your wife, come on.
Your children, your wife. Your children, your wife. Oh, please. I've been made fun of my whole life.
Jared's self-awareness check here is not going so good. Let's continue.
Also, him doing impersonations to be funny actually is painful.
Having a weird speech impediment. I'm angry. I have my dollar store goggles on to protect my eyes.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm really tough. Whip into me. I'm going to get you.
He's bad.
Are they still doing protests?
I have your face.
They are.
Like,
they are, in fact.
It just doesn't
It's no, it'll never stop. It's been like, what, 6 straight years of this shit now?
Yeah. Wholly unemployed. Right. Like, okay.
Wah! You're going to be willy. I bet you this guy spends his springs hunting rabbits.
Come on, Jer.
Got him.
This guy has probably been made fun of his whole life.
Jer, you have a speech impediment and you've been made fun of your whole life, Jer, for being with a speech impediment. Come on, man. Come on.
For sounding like Elmer Fudd. Now he's out there giving beards a bad name.
Oh, there it is. There it is, Jer. It's you, bro. It's you. It's a bearded speech impediment freak, you know? The way we got vaporware for 2,000 kicks.
Is that what he said?
He says, maybe the worst Wisconsinite ever, including every Wisconsin serial killer, Gain and Dahmer, especially in that estimation. What are you asking?
I actually thought he said he's giving beer a bad name. I'm like, what?
Beards.
Okay, beards.
Because Quartering's like whole personality is his beard, which is so cringe to make like your beard your personality. Like, holy
yeah, that's so bad. No, but did you hear like
that guy giving beards a bad name?
Oh, okay, beards. Okay,
issuing a threat. Said that guy's now facing federal charges. Yeah, for rounding, you find out. Couldn't have happened to a better loser. Hope you enjoyed this segment. If you did, leave a like on the video right now if you made it to the end of this.
Again, it's fucking double dipping bullshit.
Begging.
No, but his whole your show is just your videos. Why even wake up at 9 a.m.? Just watch the vids.
Exactly. And that's why nobody's going to go to watch his live show anyway, because they know whenever they need to, they can watch a shorter, better version on the channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would they bother? And this is the thing, is that Quartering doesn't understand live streaming or why somebody would want to tune into a live stream. Like he doesn't get it. And he doesn't consider it as a legitimate part of his business. Like in his mind, it's all about ad revenue, getting clicks and clickbait on that side. So why would he put in any effort into his live stream? And then he wonders why it's a failure, why he doesn't get any super chats, he doesn't have any engagement, he doesn't have a dedicated audience. This is why. Like he just doesn't want to put in the effort to do so.
Segment. If you haven't yet, wherever you're watching, subscribe or follow. I'm live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern over on the Mean Green website.
So here he
I
is
hope you see
promoting it.
Mean
So
Green.
remember, guys, he said that once he promoted this, he would have a massive boost of thousands of viewers.
Mhm.
Didn't happen. Today it was the same as ever, like 1,200 live viewers on Monday. But, you know, I'm sure it's going to, you know, blow up any day now because he promoted it at the end of a video that most of the audience doesn't even get to the end. You know?
Hope to see you there. We're nice. We're growing in the new time slot. And I think it'll be better than ever in 6 months to a year.
In 6 months?
It's been it's dying.
To a year, brother. It's not even going to be around in 6 months to a year. What are we talking about?
This is crazy.
It's going to take some time to work out this new time slot.
Listen, maybe once you
You know.
fire Melanie, it can continue indefinitely because then it won't be losing money every day. But you got to ask yourself, as a multimillionaire, are you really showing up and streaming for 2 to 4 hours a day to make 40 or 50 bucks? I wouldn't.
No.
But
No,
this is
just
the-
work.
He's just indebted and desperate. This is the thing.
The old time slot, I wasn't competing against the Bongino network.
By the way,
The Bongino Network.
Bonginio.
Oh
But
man!
like, okay, how do you go in 6 months to a year? It will be good. That is like if you didn't see growth, perpetual growth starting now, how do you expect in 6 months? Bang!
You've been on
Midterms.
Rumble for 4
Sorry.
years.
He means midterms. That's what he means. Okay, fair
yeah,
enough.
the midterms is going to magically save it as though one night of elections. It's like, bro, the midterms are going on right now. Like, I hate to repeat this point over and over again, but the primaries are probably the most important and exciting part of the midterms. Like
Dude.
quartering, you're relying on one night of election results. Like, it's not like you're even really covering these midterms that are going on now. What do you think in like 3 months? Like some house race in Indiana is going to save the business? The are we talking about, man?
But I like this time slot, and the feedback from my viewers has been overwhelmingly
Now,
positive.
Glocta says the casuals come out during election time. Yeah, during presidential elections. These are midterm elections, man.
Okay,
Like-
here's the thing. If you're going to watch politics, are you going to watch quartering or are you going to watch
No.
Crowder or are you going to watch Tim Pool? Are you going to watch these established people with guests and panels and energy? Whether you like Tim Pool or not, he at least yells and he's like yelling at his staff.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck are you talking
Well,
about? And you're like, okay, well, it's something.
Listen, at least he can string some points together. Like he can at least regurgitate talking points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like quartering's awful, man. He has no thoughts at all.
Yeah.
Like my viewers like this time slot, and that's all I care about.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
just
fine to
telling
compete
people
against
that
other
they
people.
like the time slot.
It's
Like
competing.
there's no
with us.
evidence. You're not competing with anybody. You're a cockroach. You're an insect. Off.
When my viewers now we're now
He really thinks if no one was live at this time, he'd have 20,000 viewers. Does he actually believe that?
Now we're
It's
basically
just
up to
twisted.
I would rather watch paint dry.
2K
This is
almost
the
every,
problem, though. It's the same problem that DSP has, where these guys are trying to run an entertainment business without actually being entertaining.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much impossible to do that. It really is. Because at the end of the day, your core product is dog shit. It's terrible.
And he's still playing Pokemon.
Mhm.
Still to this day. Holy.
now brand new time slot. Only been doing it for 2 weeks. We'll get it up to 4 or
What's
5K
the
by
excuse gonna
summer.
be in 2
I'm
months?
sure of it.
Are you sure of
I'm
it,
sure
buddy?
of it. I swear.
Okay.
I
But
swear.
this is the thing. Like, even if it was at 5,000 viewers, are they actual real viewers, Jeremy? Are they actually donating? It's like, well, I can fleece the ad read. Instead of it being $20, it'll be $80. This is peanuts, for sake, man.
But Ash, you know as well as anyone, and you chat know, for us to grind up 5,000 like regular viewers took us like 3 years of non-fucking stop with the hype moments of the Ricada and the Ralph
Yeah.
and the this
Well, you
arc.
have to actually cover things that people are interested in. You
It's-
can't just. Okay, guys. Well, here's the fast food news story of the day, and here's the 900th mini update on Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
Like, no one like, we'll see when the trial happens. But like, fuck, man. Like, he's done so many stories on it where there's no real update whatsoever. Like,
Yeah,
fuck.
man. Like it takes work and time and effort and luck to grow Jared. Oh, 6 months. Yep. 6,000 new viewers. 6,000? People work their lives for 6,000 viewers live. What is he talking about?
That's just how this stuff works. People have to change their routine. Get used to it.
To watch
When
you.
people
know?
are going to change their routines, change their lives to watch this show, that's twisted, buddy. Even if your show was really, really good, like, I wouldn't expect people to change their lives to watch Kino Casino live.
Yeah.
Like, let alone to watch this boring bumblefuck program where you're stumbling and mumbling through every single news article like a victim, and then everything's available video on demand, as Phil would say, on your main channel anyway, in 10-minute chunks, where there's way less dead air, or supposedly there should be, because apparently there's an editor that should go through and remove the dead air, but it appears that they don't, so I don't know.
You know, I used to watch Opie and Anthony, you know, back in the day, but I would watch the replay because I wasn't waking up at 6 a.m. to watch Opie and Anthony. I'm like, I'll wait till the
No.
afternoon replay, like on the Sirius XM.
Plus, we're getting a lot more people going back and watching the stream later, which is great because the stream's up.
Is he popping
what was
his
that?
in?
What was that?
We're getting a lot more people going back and watching the stream later, which is great because the stream's
That's
up
his in,
earlier.
isn't it? Or he's
Yeah.
eating
People get their
candies.
information earlier. They're
He's having a TikTok.
He's either
getting
eating
this
candies
morning's
or he's
news.
popping fucking
That's
zins.
his in.
at
buddy.
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
We got Don Flurgandy for 5
Don
subs. By the way,
Flurgandy.
Don Flurgandy did a great breakdown of the quartering membership scam over on his channel, where he actually signed up to become a quartering member,
Yeah.
and you get like none of the perks that he promised. Just-
Yes, I did
you
see
can-
that.
Which
Yes.
you can figure out most of it. Like, we've done that just by like looking at it and going, well, no, this, and this isn't the case, you know. But it really becomes a ripoff if you actually sign up for it, because you don't even get access to the Discord. You know?
Yeah. And by
and
the
only
way,
2 of the 6 promo codes work, like the discount codes. It's like,
by the way, big shout out to Don Flurgandy. Honestly, his channel, I have to subscribe on this alt, is amazing. I've been watching it
Yes.
on my phone. It's honestly, he's really funny, and he has
he's
look
got
at all
some
this
pretty good
effort.
quartering content. I
wears,
know.
like,
I like
suits.
his
On
set.
Christian
Yeah.
Look at this.
This get up that he's got going on.
It's quick editing, by the way, really quick and fast paced. So big shout out to him, man. He's very funny guy. All right. By the way, his new old folks edit. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
No,
I
we
didn't.
should watch it. It's really funny.
It's great. It takes me a year to get used to viewing one of my favorite programs too. It takes a while.
I bet you Jared took that seriously.
Yeah.
Somebody's making fun of him. Goes, yeah, it takes me a year to get used to watching one of my favorite programs. Yeah, it takes a while. No, it doesn't take a year to figure out how to watch a show.
That's what Red Bar would always say, by the way. Give it a year.
We got dramatic discussion for 10
subs.
subs.
Big support. Let's go. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank Takes a
Dramatic.
while.
Yeah, Red Bar passed away.
Can we see Melanie Mac on stream, but not hear her? That's mean.
Did you hear that? He says Melanie Mac should be seen but not heard on stream. And Jared just goes, that's mean. Like, Jared doesn't even really fight back, doesn't even disagree with it. He just says that it's mean because even he knows the truth. That it's better for her to be seen and not heard. Suffer, Melanie Mac. Suffer, bitch.
Appreciate you, Will.
Voice for silent film. He appreciates that guy, though, who dunked
Will,
on
are
his
you a
co-host
laser engraver by chance?
Does he drink Celsius
Okay.
every day?
every day? But
I'm not
now
trying
he's
to be
just
like
asking-
health nut here, but that's not good. The heart palpitations you get from that shit.
But even more concerning than that, Andy, he's asking some random guy in chat if he's a laser engraver. You're hearing this?
A laser engraver.
Because he knows a William in Wisconsin that's a laser engraver. So he's wondering if this random guy going by the username Will the Pill 96 is the Will that did laser engraving for him in Wisconsin.
Oh my god.
Like, that's fucking demented.
Wait, what the fuck?
Like, I'm not kidding. Like,
It's so random. Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Chance? I think I came across a Will in Wisconsin who was a laser engraver. I could be
What
wrong
are the
about
chances? What are the chances
How
that this
small
other
is
Will?
Wisconsin?
But how do you even know that this guy's from fucking Wisconsin to begin with? Let alone, like, what are the chances? This would be like, you know, it's the old Canadian joke. Oh, do you know my cousin Joe in Saskatchewan then? Or do you know, Americans will come up. Oh, do you know Tim in Manitoba?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I've never been to Manitoba, you mongoloid. It's
Canada's
1,000
pretty
miles. You know, like what are we talking about here? Oh,
Hey,
you
you've
don't
been to
know Bob
Vancouver
in
recently?
Vancouver? What?
That's literally the other side of the country. It's very far.
Are you crazy? Like, wait, we've got Swallow Survivor for five. And it's not like it's some sort of like I don't know, weird name. It's Will. It's like one of the most common names there is.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Jeez. I was joking about Red Bar, by the way. Someone in chat asked. I'm clearly joking about
He's
that.
good.
But I pay attention to my chat.
No, you don't.
But it's this thing like we don't read every message from our chat. It's like because we're in the middle of talking and reading stuff and watching stuff. Jer, you sit there. If we just sat here silently, Ash, you and I, looking at chat. Yeah. Oh, brows sounded so serious.
No, but I pretty much
small
read
world,
I read nearly every single
too.
message
I
that
sit
comes
here,
in
yeah.
because like with live streaming, it really is like doing a dance with the chat. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like you have to respond to the chat. You got to keep the chat engaged, monitor how they're responding to things. Are they having fun? Are they not having fun? And you have to do everything on the fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not as
Or if
easy
there's
as Jer
issues, like
believes that it
chat
is. You know what I
lag
mean?
or-
Like,
You know how people like we were streaming for 20 minutes and we didn't know we were live, like not live. And you're like,
Scorch, I read your message, buddy.
yeah, BP, do you see? Yeah, I see you. Bobby Babison, big facts, big facts. Yeah, we read chat. Witness me.
Morning, Jeremy. A little
Now,
late.
finally,
Hey,
the
that's all right.
chat's working. See, this is the thing. When the chat wasn't working earlier, it's like you're thrown off. It's
Mhm.
like, you know, is this working here? Is it not? It's similar to like pro wrestling where you have to work the crowd and you go off the reaction of the crowd and you get into the rhythm with the crowd. And it's the rhythm with the chat.
Also
this is
stealing
the
their
rhythm of the night. That's what I'm saying.
Stealing their
You gotta
jokes and shit.
steal the jokes from the chat, bounce off the chat because we have a funny chat.
Yeah.
Like it's not like senile Jer's boomer veteran chat where they're like, I was in Vietnam or whatever the
Whoa. Andy, if you're reading this, you're gay. Getting banned. I'm kidding.
No, sir, just a fellow Wisconsinite. Okay. Cool. Where did the week go? Well, Monday was Memorial Day, so this week did.
Where did the week go? Can we talk? I've never heard the word week more than the last 3 months of our
I'm
lives.
just like so fixated on the concept of weeks and weekends. And it's like, this is all like an artificial construct anyway, like
An artificial construct.
no, it is.
There
Like,
is.
it's just like, what are we doing here, Jared? Oh, guys, the weekend. Oh,
That's like a big like stoner talk. Like, is there even like 7 days?
is there even a fucking weekend, dude? Like, if you really think about it, man, it's just the same day again tomorrow, man.
Pass a little bit quicker. The number one best way to support the channel, maybe on this Friday you will
Thanks,
consider
boy.
it, is by going
I
to
like the
the
way you
quartering.
beg. Boy.
I like the way you beg, boy. Django Unchained. Let's see what he's got here in the history.
He doesn't
He's
have
searching diesel generators? Wait, what the
Remember his generator failed him? You remember that? It was rattled.
The Park Place. Okay.
Quartering.com/join. For the price of a cup of coffee each month, you can support the team here, which although it is smaller than it has been
Not
before,
his coffee, by
Oh,
the way.
the team's smaller. He's having to downsize, buddy. Having to lay off staff. That's tough. Guys, for the price of a cup of coffee, you can keep my increasingly shrinking staff employed. Please don't make me have to fire more people because I'm poor. It's a great
It's still-
sales pitch.
5 people.
Who are
And
the 5
you can-
people? Who are the 5 people that are still involved in this? By the way, like the entire coffee company consists of less than 5 people? Then it's not really a coffee company, is it? It's a drop ship operation, no? So it's quartering, Melanie Mack, the editor, the thumbnail guy, I guess the 2 editors and the thumbnail guy. And then I guess like Angel, the coffee brand coffee Pajit or whatever like
I
I
don't
don't
think
know,
there's
man.
5. No. I'll say 2.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
There's no editor anymore. He just clearly hits start recording
Yes.
on OBS, stop, and puts that file, that MP4.
Why would you pay somebody to drag and drop a file when you're already dragging and dropping it to them?
Well, he uploads
Wouldn't
it
you just drag
live
and drop it to
sometimes.
YouTube? That's the thing. Like he's not. There is no editor. I doubt there's a thumbnail guy either.
Yeah.
Imagine paying somebody $500 a week to make a thumbnail.
But he just toss in
What?
your photo, that photo, and a text into AI, and it makes a thumbnail. You may as well just do that. His videos are AI basically now.
you can also get direct access to me, meaning you can message me any time of the day and I respond.
You
Not
don't-
somebody.
But you read chat
No,
all day.
But Don Flaherty showed this. You don't get access to the Discord. You don't. You have to email quartering and you have to go through like a process to prove that you're a true and honest fan before you can even get into the Discord.
Okay.
else
So
who
it's not
manages it.
like you pay and then immediately you can talk to quartering whenever you want. You have to grovel to him via email to get into the Discord because it's on lockdown.
I respond. If you don't want to use the chat room, you can also email directly. Somebody emailed this morning. You can email in topics for the show.
But he just finished
Who the
saying,
fuck-
I read the chat. Why sign
Yeah.
up when you're reading the chat?
Well, and also you can just email this guy at any point anyway. Also,
I
like-
email him all the time. I say horrible, mean things. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You can help keep the show on the air, help support us, and hundreds of
By
other.
the way, who the fuck emails? I barely
Hundreds of
email.
others.
I
He
email
did-
when I
now,
have
last
to email.
time he showed his dashboard, he had 110. So to say hundreds of people, when it's probably declined since that point, is probably less than 100 people are
Mhm.
signed up for this membership, is pretty disingenuous, Jer.
Yeah, it's 100. No S.
people in chat, things like that. Every day there's Bible studies in there. There's fantasy football. There's
Yeah,
D&D
that's what
groups,
everybody wants, man. They want a Discord Bible study with the quartering audience.
Is there a Bible study for real?
There's no Bible study going on in there.
No.
Stop it, man.
A Bible study. Come on.
gaming groups.
Go to church.
Yes.
There's fantasy football. There's D&D groups. There's gaming groups.
Fantasy
There's not
football
a
in
D&D
June.
group in there.
No, there's not.
Florgan D, are you there?
We're doing fantasy football in June, by the way.
Florgan D,
Are you
is there
doing your
D&D?
CFL pool, Jer? CFL?
If there
Oh,
is, I'm going to
fuck.
join and I'm going to ruin their game. I'm going to play my rogue and ruin everything.
Whatever hobby you want, you can meet other people. And I hope that you'll go to the
So
quarter.
his Discord is a hobby center, like D&D, golf,
it's-
and
Like, the thing is, people are signing up for this, if they even aren't even getting into the Discord. You have to jump through all these hoops to get into the Discord. Like, it's locked down. Hundreds of people left the Discord. Like, it's not. He's selling garbage to people here.
okay. Is Florgan D here? Does he have D&D? Because
Quartering.com today.
I'm sure there's a section that says Dungeons and Dragons,
but nothing happens inside.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There's like a section for Bible study. There's a section for like political debate. There's all these sections, but no one's ever posting it. It's like a ghost town. And that's how it was like 9 months ago when we first started A-logging him. And I imagine it's only gotten worse since then.
Do you think he has a Wisconsin hot wife group where you could trade wives and stuff and other people's wives?
Support the show. That would be an amazing, amazing thing.
Probably.
Let me grab these stories here.
What do
Just
you mean you
grab
don't
them.
have them open already?
Just grab
Is
him.
my
Like,
assistant still gone?
What about all
Yes.
your
Oh
prep
my
time,
God.
Jared?
Back soon.
Oh,
Yo.
he broke the formatting again, Andy. He f***ed it up again, buddy.
Like Jer, okay, Jer, I know you're watching. What you could do is grab like one of these. You see what I have right here, like this red, and put that between the layer of your video and whatever the foreground you're about to show is. There you go. Takes 2 minutes.
Just had a good talk with her the other day.
I should stop helping him. Every time I help him, he does.
He'll never
improve.
listen.
I may have found a way to bring her back. She wouldn't be
Are you hearing this?
quote unquote an assistant
now-
anymore.
He's figured out a way to bring Maggie back. So I don't know if Maggie is going to be hosting the show, but here's the thing, right? Why would any of us give a single if Maggie is there or not? Maggie's not an on-air personality.
Yeah.
She's not presenting anything to us. We
Was
don't
she
even
never on
know
air?
most of it. She was on air one time when she cut Quartering's hair, but whatever was left of his hair, right? So, but this idea that like we're concerned about Maggie, no one actually gives a about whether Maggie's there or not. But this is him trying to cope about because everybody criticized him, and by everybody I mean us, for firing Maggie 2 weeks before Christmas, which was a pretty scummy move when he was supposedly this multimillionaire who was buying himself multiple Rolex watches for the holiday season and like off buying these Rolex watches off the back of firing his staff. But now she's not going to be an assistant. So what is she? Is she going to be on the show? Like, what are we talking about, Jer?
But she's going to help me out with coffee.
What do you mean?
What help do you need
So
with coffee?
If there was no job for her on the coffee side of the business last year, I'm confused what she would be doing this year. But he's talking about these massive adventures in the coffee business. It's going to grow and there's expansion and you'll hear it. It's ridiculous.
Buddy.
We're now entering the 45-minute coffee business meeting. So everybody strap in.
We'll see.
Is she
We'll
going to
see.
bring you coffee? Is that what she's going to do?
So that'd be cool to have Maggie back. That'd be very cool.
For you, What would it have anything to do with us?
We've got big things
Yeah, exactly. Hey guys, we got a stop it. No one cares.
going on with coffee this year. Like
Is there?
huge expansion.
No,
Like what? No, there's not, bro.
Expansion.
If anything, the entire business is contracting. So if you just think about it, right? Every single year up until now, there's been at least a Mother's Day gift box sale, if not another gift box sale at some other point during the year. And every single year up until now, he's introduced new flavors of coffee. This year, there's no Mother's Day gift box sale. He said he'll never sell gift boxes again. And he's also laid out that there'll be no new flavors of coffee this year. So where is the massive expansion? If
This
anything, it seems like
waistline.
it's contracting and consolidating into a smaller form. By the way, we got Shystein for 13 subs.
Go! Big support, Shystein. Yeah. Thank you so much. And
And Misty
Moshi.
Moshi for 2,000 kicks says, Jer's coffee crash out gave me so much joy. It's all cope and projection while the empire crumbles around him. Suffer, Jer. Yeah, you and Luther both nailed that. Nailed him to the
Oh, yeah, that's her.
crossovers.
Yes, I remember. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you. Mad love. Mad
Even fresher roasts. Better packaging. We
love.
already
even fresher roast.
Fresher.
But didn't you tell us it was already like the freshest it could possibly be on the
Mold free.
even fresher. I can't wait. Get ready for when he tries to tell us about how the pumpkin coffee is a top seller and that's why it's on sale. Even though it's obviously on sale because it hasn't sold and it's been sitting there rotting since Halloween. It's
Oh.
just so dishonest.
did. Grocery store shelves in the works.
No, the grocery store
Continues to grow.
shelves
By the way,
are
I will
not in
also,
the
since
works.
I don't have any sponsors.
Listen, stop telling us that it's going to be on grocery store shelves. When it actually is, then tell us. And then people be like, holy Jared got it into Walmart. It's never going to happen. Oh, there he is applying for credit cards, aren't you, Jared?
Which, by the way, I triple checked. That only appears in your history when you hit the apply button.
He's in debt.
They were saying, oh, you know, when you just open the site. No.
His credit score is going down.
Yeah. So that's very funny.
And we got the vid 69 here says the real fans want King Dave.
And
He's been majestic and kingly. I got to look into King
yeah.
Dave.
I'll talk to
It's been
Zenith,
a
I know.
while. What's his channel again now? Like it's not even it's not even Lord of Patriarchy.
I had to.
He's on like his
a
new
Zenith
account.
for all my Dave needs. So I'll ask him.
Have any sponsor reads today?
Wait. We got another one. There we go. He's buying his own coffee. Gina Corona. Okay.
You can go to C.
Wait. Oh, we might have some cuck here. Hang on. We got his YouTube studio and then some news. What's this? Nah.
Go to cbcamazon.com. Charlie Bravo Charlie Amazon.com.
Fringe.
Get all of our coffee flavors available in K-Cup, whole bean, and ground. We have decaf, we have double calf, light roast, dark roast, Ethiopian, any Colombian,
see
everything you
dark
could
roast?
possibly want.
You didn't say dark. He had dart roast.
And if you're looking to try us out, right now we have 50% off while supplies last. All of our gingerbread coffee, which is a top seller for us.
No, it's not. No, it's not a top seller for you, Jer, or it wouldn't be 50% off. The reason it's 50% off is because that was for Christmas and it's now June. So the coffee is moldy and rotten and you need to sell it now before it's just completely inedible. So that's why it's 50% off. Stop trying to us that the top selling coffee is gingerbread. Like, what a dirty lie.
In the
buddy.
summer? In the
You
summer?
know? Oh, you get your Christmas in July sale. Yeah, Christmas in July. A gingerbread coffee just in time for summer. What?
Buddy, gingerbread coffee. That sounds like
Everything's a top seller. Nothing's a top seller, eh?
And all of our spiked jack-o'-lantern, which is a top seller for us
Yeah,
too.
No, it's
spiked
not.
jack-o'-lantern.
Spiked jack-o'-lantern is a top seller.
It's not even pumpkin. It's jack-o'-lantern. The
Jack-o'-lantern
Halloween
flavor.
version of pumpkin.
Yes, it's obviously been sitting there now for 8 months or more, maybe even 9 months old.
Yeah, not Halloween related at all, by the way.
Uh-huh. I
This
wonder
is
why
Halloween.
coincidentally these holiday themed coffees are on sale. It couldn't be that they're rotting on the shelves. No one's buying this.
Look at- I thought that was okay. All right.
Yeah, if Maggie comes back, Luke will be begging to come back on. Yeah.
No, he won't.
So
What?
yeah, help support us. I make about $1 a bag. I'm not.
Okay. Then why even bother, bro? If you're only making $1, look at him here, man. Zoom in. Like, this is like a begging bum, like a desperate, sad homeless man.
$1
Please.
bag.
Come on, I'm only making $1 a bag here on my knees. He looks so rattled, bro. He looks so stressed and sad, man. Can I have $1, please? Please. No,
Why not just try to get donuts at this point? It's like,
no,
all
because this
this
is a
work.
massive coffee empire. So he actually tries to claim, right, that hardly any of his sales come from being the quartering and selling it to his fans. He
oh.
tries to claim that the vast majority of his sales are from like unrelated internet marketing to other people, and that
Mm.
most people have no idea that the coffee is run by him, which I find very hard to believe. But that's the only way it can be this multi-million-dollar enterprise that's apparently, according to him, having its best month ever, as his business has contracted to be like a third of the size it was
I need
6
to-
months ago.
I need to see numbers. I'm
He's
gonna need to
lying.
see a number. I'm gonna need to see numbers on this because I don't believe
Well,
it.
remember, it was $150,000 a month. Remember?
Yeah, a week. No, he said a week.
Was it? It was insane.
He said I said 100K a week. That's what he said.
Oh.
And we're like 400K a month.
Getting rich off this stuff.
I'm not
Then
getting
why are you
rich
doing
off
it?
this.
Okay.
By the way, like,
It sounds like you're a scammer, buddy.
is
like-
that not a way? Is that so desperate? Guys, I don't even make that much money off of this. You have to
When
buy
a
it.
salesman tells you, like, I don't make a commission off of this, like,
yeah.
you don't believe them. Well, then how the are you surviving, buddy? How the are you eating? Exactly.
It's crazy.
You don't, there's nothing in this for you to sell your product. Like, you're doing us a favor. Off.
But
It's a charity.
the idea was to have a product that is
Charity.
not
Listen to this.
political in nature, that you can leave out, that you can have your liberal family and friends over and they can sneakily drink the quarterings coffee.
Hold on. That's an admission. It is a political product, isn't it? If it's not a political product, why would you have to sneakily get the liberal family members to drink it? Obviously, it is, despite your own admission here, a political product via your involvement as like a MAGA political guy. And so the whole thing is a sham. It's a charade. It's a lie from day one, the idea that it's not political. It's like if Nick Fuentes owned a coffee company, like, you think it's not political? Or if Trump has a coffee, it's inherently political. Like, if Hassan has a coffee, it's political. It doesn't matter if Hassan calls it Turkish blend. People are still going to go, well, that's Hassan Piker's coffee, and I don't like Hassan because he's a socialist, so I'm not going to buy it. Like, this is
I knew long term, having something cringe like Liberal Tears coffee or whatever was never going to sell.
It would probably sell more.
It would sell more. The thing is, like, this whole like long term, there is no long term with this, bro. It was always a short term cash grab, buddy. It always was. It's a novelty purchase. I'm just be honest, long term as a novelty, more people are probably going to buy Liberal Tears coffee for the novelty of it than they're going to buy Blueberry Cobbler coffee brand coffee, Jer. Like, the idea that this was going to grow into this empire, he was going to be able to retire off the revenues from this, and it was going to have nothing to do with the quartering brand. It was always a pipe dream fantasy. He never had the experience necessary to pull this off at all.
Walmart shelves. And so...
By the way, you know what's funny? He repeats like the same, like, if you watch one of his shows, like, you know this already. He says the same
over and over.
That's the goal.
Yeah, we know. You told
know,
us.
You need some Blueberry Cobbler. Yes, Blueberry Cobbler is our number one seller. It's by far our most popular. It's not even close. Like, it goes Blueberry Cobbler, strawberries and cream, then a good mix of unflavored, like our Colombian 003 or the number 4 dark roast. I know a lot of people think they know how my business operates, but they don't know at all.
Okay, well, show us the money.
Like,
That's
you're
good.
so
What
smug
ingredient-
about it. Like, but this is the thing. When you challenge people like that, then they're going to felt you, Jer. And
Yeah.
you know this. He says, like, oh, the internet always wins. He'll say this stuff when he covers articles, right? But then he thinks that when he challenges people on the internet, and people on the internet that have a reputation for being online detectives or sleuths and finding out information, and he says, you'll never know how my coffee company works. It's like, they're going to find out. Do you think it's impossible to figure out how this works? Like, I don't know, man. This is ridiculous, Jer.
Ingredients are in the bourbon flavored coffee. Well, you can read the website.
Did you hear that?
Coffer.
Did you hear that?
This is a coffer right now.
That's good. What
Empty
ingredients
coffer.
are in the bourbon flavored coffee? Well, you can read the
Bourbon
website.
flared. So he says to read the website, but the ingredients aren't on the website. And he knows that he's just lying to everybody. And you just got to ask, why can't you list the ingredients of the coffee? Like, I guess he gets off on the idea that he's forcing you to eat stuff that you don't know, that people might get sick, that their kid might have an allergy and die. And that makes him feel powerful and like a big man. But it's actually just twisted. Just put up what's in the coffee. Just put it up on the website. Put it up on the bags. Figure it out, dude.
It's bag, not bags.
I'm on the site. What's your code? There's no code. It's my company.
Doesn't
I own
get
it. So you don't even need, like, it's my company.
No, he's asking for your
So
code for it to be free.
anything you
because
buy
it
there goes
apparently
directly to
has
the team here.
an Amazon code that allows him to get it at cost so he can buy his own coffee, which is in violation of the Amazon terms of service because it would affect the sales ranking and the review ranking if you're just allowed to buy your own product. It's against Amazon's terms of service, but he admits to breaking the terms of service and thinks that he'll always get away with it, which is crazy.
See, I was looking on there. I don't see a list of ingredients for that one. Your son has serious. Well, you can email me.
Why would you
I know why you're asking
So
that question.
now we have to jump through hoops. We have to email this guy to ask him for the ingredients. So, like, Luther Morgan has done this. People have done this. He won't email you the ingredients. He's a liar. There's somebody out there who, like, might actually order a coffee that they or a family member or, God forbid, a kid is allergic to, and they don't know what's in it, and they have an allergic reaction and die. And Quartering doesn't give a and they could be like, oh, I don't know, like, is this in here or is it not? Email Quartering, he doesn't get back to them. They're like, oh, it's probably not, and they take the chance, and then somebody dies of an
Bad.
allergic reaction. Like, it's just mental illness and sickness that Quartering believes that he does not have to provide this information. He actually does, in fact,
he's a
have to
piece of
provide
shit,
this
bro.
information. Well, he is.
He
But
wants
it's all
them to
about,
die.
like, well, it's all about for him that he doesn't have to do anything, that he is powerful, that he is a god and he's above the law and he doesn't have to do this. That's what it's about.
Oh man.
Yeah, by the way, Terry here says he said gingerbread was a top seller, then named the actual top sellers and missing was gingerbread.
Oh yeah. And pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern,
Yeah.
whatever, fucking Halloween extreme.
But there is,
Genius.
it's just coffee beans and flavoring. That's what it is.
Yeah,
So if you have a specific
Yeah, but what's
thing
in the
that you need me
flavoring,
to check,
Jer?
buddy.
What's the chemicals in the flavoring, buddy? Holy, you're admitting it's flavored coffee, which has to be labeled, Jeremy. You dumb.
if it's a part of the flavoring, you can email me and I will check.
You won't, though.
Happy to do
You
that.
haven't responded to any
We're
inquiries
talking about
any of this.
what's my code? Yeah, sorry. I can't do that. I buy my own coffee
Yeah,
because it's just I get it faster.
He buys his own coffee.
you
He
get
just
it
admits to it.
faster.
What? Then
How?
just like directly from the facility, Jer? That
What is
you
he
own?
talk-
It's
What is he
Where
talking-
is the facility? Well, none of us are allowed to know where the magic facility is, right? Because it'll
So I
turn
use
out that it's actually, drop shipped.
Well, it is. Let's be real. It is. We don't even need
a
evidence. of
special
this.
store owner's code for that. But sorry, I can't give that one out. Wouldn't it be more
So
efficient to have
cringe.
that on a listing? What?
Wouldn't it?
I know why you're asking, low
To just
tier. I
put
know
the-
who you are. I know where
I know
you're from.
what you're.
It's low
I
tier
know. I
guys
know. I
watching.
know who you are. I know where you're from. I know why you're asking for transparency and for consumer regulations to be followed. I know that you're from where I say. Like what? What is up with this weird mafia boss tone that he takes? These are legitimate concerns to have. You have to do this stuff. That's why you're having to put stickers on the bud.
I know where you're from.
But
Just say
I know you think you guys, there were some people that were like, "Oh my God, we got to call the FDA."
Well,
The FDA does not regulate coffee. You
do actually, Jer. Look how smug
Fun
he is.
fact.
He's completely wrong.
Then why did
Fun
you
fact.
Then take the stickers off, faggot?
Yeah.
Take the
And what-
stickers
exactly.
off.
Why did you have to put
No.
the stickers on then, Jer?
Take them
You're
off,
just doing
bitch.
it for fun then? You're just doing it for fun, right? Or you're doing it because there's concern trolls. So now, even though you don't have to do something, you're allowing concern trolls
So we
on the
won.
internet to dictate your business and control your life? Obviously not, buddy, but that's what he's going with, which is insane.
Now take off the stickers then. Go ahead.
Yes.
Do
Go
it.
ahead.
Do it.
Mind you, he has to go a lot further than the stickers. It's a
Yep.
stopgap measure to try and clear out the inventory he has now because he knows it would kill him financially to have to repackage the So he's hoping that with this stopgap measure of the stickers, it's like a good faith effort and that Amazon won't felt him for it until he can clear out his inventory and then put the packaging with the proper nutritional information on it. That's what he's hoping for.
Remember when
Right.
Jer was reporting it and criticizing the pink sauce lady? Do you remember that?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
he
true.
did. Good call to Rob Law. Thank you for that. Holy, is your chat just fully? I gotta refresh
No, but
every
in
second.
Don Flurg, I know. Imagine having to email every maker of food and drinks for their ingredients. That's the world that Jer lives in. Mind you, he believes that he's like a coffee empire that's going to compete with Starbucks and Dunkin' and Maxwell House and all the K cups. Do you have to email Starbucks for the nutritional information? Or is it right there available on the website or in store? Do you know what I mean? What are we doing here?
Yeah, and I know we're logging him, but it's imagine buying something and there's no ingredients on it. That is kind of insane. I would think it's just a scam. I'd go, well, clearly they're putting in some cheap coffee into a bag. That's what I would think.
Listen, it's one thing if you're just running a small rinky-dink operation and
Yeah.
it's it's a limited run novelty coffee or whatever, right?
That's whatever, yeah.
It's a whole other thing when you're talking about this is a legitimate coffee empire that's going to grow. It's going to be on the shelves of Walmart. Do you think it's going to go on the shelves of Walmart without nutritional information on it, Jer? Do you really think that? Without information from where it came from? Do you think Walmart's going to take that liability and risk getting sued for stocking a product that somebody could have an allergic reaction to, that they're not going to dot the I's and cross the T's on things like that? So obviously you're just completely full of shit and you're a clown.
All these people tried to bring my coffee company down, and all we did was have a record month in sales.
No,
So
you didn't. Okay.
Okay,
If you had-
I made $10 million
This is
over the
thing,
weekend.
by the way.
Ash. I won the
Every
lottery.
single time he gets criticized or made fun of, he always says it led to record sales or record viewership or this or that, when in fact it's the exact opposite nearly every single time. And this is just his cope to deflect criticism. Be like, see, you only helped me. Now you're going to stop. It's like,
Okay, then
no,
we'll just keep
actually,
going.
I
It will
see
help
through you. Yeah, exactly. Oh, we're helping you, bro. It's record sales.
So you
It's
should be
record numbers.
happy.
Every other metric of his business is at a record low, but somehow the coffee company is at a record high. Make that make sense. It can only make sense if there's this massive, great blue ocean of coffee brand coffee customers that have never heard of quartering before, which doesn't exist. There's no evidence it exists.
Yeah, no, okay, hang on. By the way, say you're doing this, right? And we're A-logging you about your coffee company. And then the next month, it is the highest sales ever. You know what I would do? I wouldn't say anything. I'd go, yeah, let them keep doing this. It's helping me.
Yeah.
When you cry and seed about it, it obviously means it's not being...
Well, exactly.
Pro
ESP Noodle
your
Arms
way.
for 2,000 kicks. I like how he complains, saying the FDA has nothing to do with food products when it literally stands for Food and Drug Administration. Well, wait until he pulls up the AI and it completely disagrees with him, but he only reads the first few words that deal with drug testing and refuses to read the part about food. Like, it's just crazy.
thanks for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
We'll keep A-logging your food
Yeah.
company. All
Yeah.
right, all right, then
Yeah.
everyone he wants more.
Yeah, he wants
more
it. It's
A-logging.
helping his sales, guys.
Oh,
So
okay.
give it
Yeah,
to him.
let's help him. Let's help him.
Best month in a long time.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure
You don't-
the reviews saying that there was human feces inside really helped your business.
Boosted those sales, I'm sure. Like all the Kona reviews being negative, I'm sure that's a great sign for the business.
Yeah,
I'm sure, bro.
Oh yeah, totally, man.
I have to
totally.
list every little chemical, every little ingredient or chemical
Did
on
you
coffee.
hear this? I
That's
don't
not-
have to list every little chemical.
every little chemical.
Why don't you think I should be able to poison the water supply and kill children? I don't have to list the chemicals I'm poisoning you with. Like, you're like a Captain Planet villain at this point. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Your children will drink the chemicals I tell them they will drink. I'm God. Whoa.
Okay, bud.
Not the law. I know people on
It
the
is
internet
the
think they
law.
understand how it works, but that's not how the FDA actually works. The FDA does not
But it
regulate
is.
coffee, you morons.
No, they do, though. They regulate flavored coffee, Jeremy.
Then take off the stickers,
I
bitch.
love how he calls everybody else morons when he's factually incorrect.
Buddy.
And he just believes that he can gaslight people who do know better because they have looked into the facts. And this is the thing, too, is it's like, okay, well, this is for the benefit of the people who haven't heard this stuff, I guess. But like, why are you even bringing up these objections to their notice? Obviously, you're trying to debunk the people who already know, but you're just pulling this shit out of your ass. You don't actually have the truth on your side. And then you're bringing the people who don't know, you're bringing it to their attention, and they can use Google if they're curious about it and find out that you are wrong, you moron. I just don't know what he's thinking.
I'm gonna Google this straight. Why don't
We
got
got
new super
Jared's
chat?
pickled brain matter for 5,000 kicks. What a legendary crash out and seeds. You don't even have to Google it. He's going to Google it and get felted here in 2 seconds. Watch.
Okay,
We got
actually,
Jeremy
it was less than 2
Hambley's God
seconds. Here you go,
For
Ash.
2,000 kicks. saying, Jeremy, your deception ends now. Transparency is required. I will dismantle your lies, mock your pathetic excuses, and treat your credibility as dead. Yes, the FDA regulates coffee as a food product under the FDA Cosmetic Act. Oversees the safety, labeling, and importation.
There we go. Labeling, packaging must include a statement of identity.
What the product is, a list of ingredients.
Manufacturer location.
Now, plain roasted coffee beans are generally exempt from displaying a nutrition's fact label unless added ingredients like flavoring are included. Wow. There's the actual truth, Jeremy. But rather than just admit, you know what, I made an oversight. When I initially looked into this, I read that I didn't have to do this because, unflavored beans are exempt. But it turns out because I'm doing flavored beans that I do have to do it. So I'm changing it. And I'm glad you brought this to my attention because I want to grow this coffee company to be big and successful and get it on store shelves. That's what the proper response should be. But he's such a narcissistic piece of shit that he can't ever admit that he was wrong about anything. And it's to the point I was like, listen, man, just comply with the law. Like, what's wrong with you? You're getting off on poisoning people? Is that what this is?
But it's not even like a lie that, I don't know. It's a lie that I can Google and find 1,000 websites explaining the law. Like this.
Well, that's the thing too. Somebody brought up in chat, it's his best month, but he doesn't make any money off of it. So you're telling me, like, even if you did sell, like, the more coffee, it's only $1 a bag, so you're not getting rich off of it anyway. So where is the W then? I don't know.
Well, keep seething about it. All right, Luther Morgan, he's challenging you.
Well, yeah.
Do you accept this
Luther
challenge?
already just completely blew him out, like responded to this and just destroyed it.
I watched. It was really good. Really good.
And again, for all the tards, no. Coffee does not undergo any kind of FDA approval process.
Keep reading it, Jer.
Because the FDA regulates it as a food product.
It's not an approval process, you moron. Because it's not a drug. So of course it doesn't undergo because it's a food product, not a drug, Jer. However, it officially recognizes black coffee as a safe and healthy beverage that must meet strict federal manufacturing and labeling standards. Wow, so you actually do have to provide labeling, Jer. Wow.
He's actually like the biggest in the world.
He
honestly,
really is, bro.
Like, it's actually unbelievable.
And then he gets so smug and so uppity about this as though he's blown everybody out. How about you pull up Luther's video and actually address it point by point? You can't. How about you go and debate him on this? You can't. Or Yellow Flash, you can't. All you can do is hide in your hug box because you're provably wrong on all of the facts. And it's sad. You just sit there and seethe.
It's actually crazy, man.
Like, not a drug.
Not a drug. He's laughing when he's wrong. Clearly wrong.
I watched the documentary on the internet.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right, guys. This is a W for the casino.
But
that's a W for us.
Does he not think in any way that food has to have labeling? Like, that's the argument that he's making, is that the only products that need labeling and nutrition facts are drugs. That's what he's trying to argue. Like, is he not even, like, he doesn't even know what he's arguing. He just wants to be right. He's just a piece of shit.
Would you consider that a meltdown, what he just did?
Oh yeah, it's 100% a meltdown. But if he was winning, right, would he be melting down like that? No. Obviously not.
That was actually unhinged, bro. I got scared. I was like, whoa.
No, he's going to do it again. He's going to do it multiple times. We got Jer's Pickled Brain Matter for 5 subs.
That actually made me like a little like, whoa. Because you never hear him shout. He always talks like this. So that was actually pretty wild.
Well, he's acting like a petulant child throwing a tantrum is what he's doing.
Thanks, Jared's Pickled Brain Matter for the 5 subs.
I watched the documentary on the internet.
Oh my God. His wife's like, what's going on?
Bro, you're 45 years old, bro. So sad.
Holy shit, dude. That's crazy.
Ah, I'll show him. I'll make him put a sticker on the bag. That'll show him.
So
yeah,
wait,
we
he
won.
did- So wait. So he did make you put a sticker on it then. You didn't do it by choice. You were forced to because you weren't compliant with the regulations. So you came up with a stopgap measure to avoid getting delisted by Amazon and getting felted by the regulator. So you admit that we're right then, Jer.
Bro.
And it's like, well, it's no big deal anyway. Then why are you crashing out like this, son? What's wrong with you?
That's actually a fucking meltdown, dude. That's crazy. I've never seen him do that.
Internet.
Okay. Yeah. We put a sticker on the flavored coffee.
Why'd you do that then?
It cost me
Why?
1/1000th of a penny.
Why didn't you do it to
Wait,
start with?
but it doesn't matter if it cost you 0.000000001
Exactly.
cent. You still have to do it because of us. But
Yeah.
why?
You know,
Okay.
so, well, I didn't have to. Well, then why did you do it? I had
Okay.
to. The trolls, like, what?
Right?
This is
Like-
insane.
Congratulations. Had the best month ever.
You,
Hey, we got him, guys.
Crazy Cole. We did.
He's losing it.
He's balding. He's so smug too.
So yes,
He's
there is
just
a
completely
sticker on
wrong.
the bag now, which was never
Why?
Huh?
Listen to him though. It's
Okay.
apparently never required.
required. Was never required
What?
by
If it was
Amazon.
never required, then why did you do it? You did it for no reason at all? What? It doesn't make any sense, Jeremy. You know that this doesn't make any sense, bro.
Actually,
Who does he
fucking
think that he's
crazy.
fooling?
Actually, crazy, dude.
But we'll put it on there. I'm sure we'll get a lot of those people that thought they
why?
were going to bring my company down to buy my coffee now.
What?
Anyway, there's your
It's not even about bringing down the coffee company, right?
No.
The coffee company is obviously going to fail because nobody is buying the coffee. So
Yeah.
no matter what anybody does, it's going to fail. What this is actually about is getting you to comply with the law so that somebody doesn't get sick, have an allergic reaction. Okay. That's
Mhm.
what this is actually about. And you have to comply with the law, Jeremy. It's not an option. And that's why you're putting the stickers on, is to make a good faith show of compliance. Because in order for you to actually truly comply with the law, it's going to be too arduous for your business and put you completely under in order to repackage the shit. And you're worried that
No.
you're going to get delisted. That's what
I'll-
this is about.
I'll add this too. It is also about felting you, Chair. You are right. But there's a lot more to it. If Ash and I were selling like coffee that wasn't like on the board as compliant, you try to felt us too, just like you did with YouTube TOS, because you're a bitch.
Well, that's the poetic justice of all of this, is if everybody has to dot their I's and cross their T's
Mhm.
to be compliant with bullshit regulations from corporations, then you do too, buddy.
Exactly.
You do too. What's good for the goose is good for the gander then, huh, Jerry? You fucking piece of
Well,
shit.
Well, it's like people who are like supporting flagging and then they're surprised they got flagged. It's like,
I know. Oh, you
Well-
play
well-
stupid games, you win stupid fucking prizes, buddy. I don't know what to
being
say.
shocked. Imagine being shocked. Like, that's ridiculous.
clip of the week, guys.
I don't get it, man.
I want to support your bro while not giving my son a serious allergic reaction.
Why read that? Like,
So you actually look like a lunatic to any neutral observer, where there's some father that doesn't want his son to get an allergic reaction. And so you're just like, well, I can't provide you that information because otherwise trolls on the internet will win. What? It's just insane.
buddy,
Anybody else would be able to provide the nutritional information for the food products they sell. The fact that you can't shows that this is a fly-by-night shady operation, bro. God only knows. Is it from India? Like, what's going on?
I wouldn't drink his coffee.
Well, that's the thing. HypnoGerbil says, I would bet the sticker isn't even close to being compliant. Well, it's not.
No.
Because it still doesn't tell us where the coffee is from, which is the bare minimum is you need to tell people where was this manufactured. and then for the flavored coffee, you have to provide the ingredients of what's in the flavoring.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, dude, of course. Again, email me, thecording@gmail or
Buddy.
hello@coffeebrandcoffee, and I'll run a check for you.
The thing is, people have emailed you for this information, and you have not provided it. Luther Morgan has sent certified mail, and you have not replied. So you have no interest in providing any actual answers to any of this stuff. Yeah, beg me on your knees, email me and beg so that your child doesn't die. Like, this is not how business should be conducted, Jeremy. This is twisted stuff.
But he has to, like, if he didn't have the stickers on his coffee, it would have been shut down already. Okay? Like, let's be real here.
Well, if Amazon actually really was aware of what's going on, it probably would be shut down already.
Yeah.
Let's be real. But they don't really give a shit unless they are forced to give a shit. Right?
No. I think he should be arrested for this, to be honest. Put him in jail for life.
I know. Mike the Dog's like yelling into a camera that none of his products are FDA regulated is a bad selling point anyway, because most products brag about FDA compliance to sell.
That's so true, actually.
I don't have to be compliant with anything. I could sell you human shit and you'll drink it. Like, I don't care how many children have to die for me to make this coffee company successful. Okay, Mr. Water Goose, like,
it's
Jared's poisoning the water hole. Like,
it really is the villain who's like going to tear down the orphanage for parking.
Yes.
And he's like, I don't give a fuck who died.
I'll never have to tell you what's in the blueberry cobbler coffee.
Smoking
Like,
cigars, human remains, you know? It's like ashes of
Sunset
humans.
Night, he says Luther's going to buy a bag to see if there's an actual sticker, so we'll see. I'm sure he will. And I'm sure it won't have anything relevant on it. It's just a total scam. And we got 12 Ham says he probably harvests a weed that grows on the racetrack. He thinks smells like coffee. I say we don't even know if it's real coffee. No one knows where it's from. No one knows what's happening.
It's the racetrack. It's the baseball dirt, like mixed with. Yeah.
It may as well be. We don't know.
It's actually really funny.
Yeah. These guys did nothing. It was a killer month. Anyway, CBCAmazon.com. Pick yours up today.
I'm sure.
I will.
Yeah, true. Grok says the FDA doesn't regulate. Yes.
Anything. Like, you're doing this to yourself, Jer.
I don't know how to explain this to everyone. Look, I love AI. AI is okay. You should never trust AI until you do your own research because it always takes from like a million sources
But the AI is actually correct in this. It's just Jer's unable to read.
True.
So, you can't blame AI when the person asking it refuses to read beyond the first 4 words of the answer. Really?
Okay, ask Grok. Fine, I'll ask Grok. Does the FDA...
We got Thomas the Felt Engine for 1,000 kicks. We're totally going to be on store shelves by the end of the year. My good luck if you live past the first sip. But the thing, like, your legal defense is because Grok said so. Even if it did say it, it's like,
okay.
FDA, Grok told me.
Well, here we go. Here's my Grok. Official Grok, my account.
Yeah.
Yes, the FDA regulates coffee.
Regulates coffee as a food product.
There you go.
Yes.
There's Grok. I just asked it a single set, like the easiest question in the world. There we go.
Okay.
Well, even his AI of choice.
Of course. I mean, these people think I'm not running the company.
Well, no one said that.
Well, but I don't know if you actually are running the company day to day. Like I don't even know if this guy can tie his own shoelaces, to be perfectly honest. Like, what are we doing, Jer?
He's like really is like this is a mauled like I've never seen before. Honestly, I have not seen a mauled.
He's running her into the ground. Fuck.
Any hoozle. Let's get back to work.
Any hoozle.
Yes, free sticker. Yes, that's right.
Oh,
free
he's crashing
stickers.
out again.
He reminds me of the girl from Obsession when she was like possessed,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Why couldn't it just be a fun night?
We
But
were
no, you
supposed
have
to
to put
have
the
fun.
stickers on. We were supposed to have fun. But the stickers, you put the stickers on the bag.
He is the girl from Obsession. Holy shit.
Amazon versus website. It honestly doesn't matter. When you go to the website, it gets fulfilled through Amazon. If you buy from the website, then I can email you special offers. And I can't email special offers if you buy on
did you hear
Amazon.
this?
So when people
So
buy on
he
Amazon,
wants
I
you
don't
to
get the
buy through the website so he can harvest your information and either sell it to other people or just spam your inbox constantly with garbage offers.
He's definitely doing that.
That's pathetic. I would bet that he is selling people's information to other brokers. I would bet, but there's no evidence of that. But that just seems like the sort of guy he is.
Let's just say this.
the marketing sheriff background or whatever.
I'm not trying to slander, but let's just say if I did find out he was doing that, I'd go, of
I
course
wouldn't be
he
surprised. Yeah, of course.
Is. No
You know? We've got Ballsnot says, "Hey boys, have you been following that story about the stolen Legos?" I haven't.
It's
really.
great. You gotta watch this shit.
Well, so iDub sided with the store, by the way. That was iDub's take, and he said that the people that were exposing it were wrong because they were too confrontational.
Stop it.
This is the guy that went up to Tana and said, "Say it." You know what I mean?
Buddy, the guy stole $200,000 worth of antique Legos, and they put him in jail.
So they were supposed to sell it on consignment, right?
Yes.
And then they sold to another owner who didn't follow that deal and just stole the right.
And then they went to the person's house when they won the lawsuit. They had to prove that they tried to do a resolution with a settlement, right? So they had to go to the city and knock on the door, and then suddenly the entire sheriff department, all the cops, are just on this guy's side randomly, and they put him in jail for a month about this. And now he's finally opening up, and they're losing their minds. You should watch the documentary on it. It's really good.
It's an hour and a half. I haven't seen it yet. I just saw iDubbbz crying and saying it was wrong, that the store was being punished, and that people are wrong to expose things on YouTube, and you can't do that. Da, da, da.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they're all Mormons who head to the same church, by the way. That's the big thing, too. They're all Mormons, head to the same church. But now that it's broken the story, they're getting analed. So, yeah.
Based.
Very fun story. You should watch on the weekend.
customer information. So I would prefer people buy from the website. It's the same price, same free shipping, same everything else. Hopefully you don't put together those baskets. You said nope, no more gift boxes ever again. I'm done with gift boxes.
Wait, but that
His
was
business
your biggest seller.
I know. That was what he said, put his company in the black every year. But the company is expanding. There's big things, but there's no gift boxes ever again. But why not? Because he can't sell them.
You know who's in the black? His wife.
Ooh. Or rather, the black is in her.
We've had a lot of stinkers. I thought cherry cordial was going to sell well. I thought, what were some of my other bad flavors? Tiger's Blood. I loved it. I'll probably have to sunset Tiger's Blood. Doesn't sell as good as I thought.
He's having to sunset the Tiger's Blood, buddy. It's a failed flavor. Suffragette. Suffragette.
This is an actual meltdown.
No, it is. This business meeting went on for 45 minutes straight about the coffee.
This is 21 minutes.
Every time he tried to go back to the news, he just kept malding about the coffee for another 5-10 minutes, and he would try and transition again, and he would come back to the coffee. It was bad.
Amazing. I think it's our best tasting coffee, but the consumer doesn't. And I think partially because I called it Tiger's Blood. I think that was stupid.
What?
I should have called it
No
like Fruit Blast or something like that. Because it really tastes like watermelon and strawberry and coconut.
Right.
Like it's
Okay,
really
so
good.
Jared, hold on. Do you really think that people want to drink coffee that tastes like watermelon, coconut, and what?
Yeah, wait, what?
Flavor's really and coconut. Like it's really good. And the flavor's really intense. But
Won't you just buy the creamer, the what's it called? The coffee
The
mates or whatever?
flavored coffee creamers, but it's like this is a very niche product. Like this
Yeah.
is not a mass consumer product. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, here's your watermelon coconut coffee, sire. Like, shut the watermelon strawberry coconut is what it is.
Oh my god. Watermelon in one flavor?
Yes.
What the What is
You
this?
know,
An
like, when-
Arizona iced tea?
I'm
Like what
sorry,
the
like
is
when
this?
people drink coffee, they usually want to drink coffee. Like if they want to drink like wacky fruit, you know, and with a caffeine, they'll drink an energy drink. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Or like an Arizona iced tea or whatever the hell.
I call it tiger's blood, and I think that was a huge mistake.
I wanna drink it just out of curiosity now. I wanna like
Everything else is just basically blueberry, maple, blackberry. Yeah, I know. Cherry cordial was delicious.
why is he screaming?
I loved it.
It's like
Nobody wanted it. Oh, the tangerine one bombed bad too. Lost my ass on tangerine.
Whoa, no.
I thought-
No. You said the last time we heard about the tangerine that it was super popular. Everyone loves the tangerine.
yes. Well, remember the
dream.
tangerine was on sale for $9. It was on sale for 50% off, right? Just like the gingerbread and the jack-o'-lantern are, which are apparently also top sellers. Like the truth is, you don't slash it 50% if it's a top seller, do you? No. Like it's just obvious lies, just obvious from him, and he thinks like I'm the most honest man.
I love
got
how he
Axie
thinks
here,
that we
he
fall
says-
for it.
Hey boys, have you seen Liam Gray has been a massive flagging on YouTube? He also had a meltdown with Bearing and Mikey No More. Is that the Australian quartering?
Yeah, yes.
I've seen in thumbnails the Australian quartering, but I haven't actually watched any of these videos yet on Australian quartering. I guess he was like in a Discord call where he was like publicly saying he was going to flag people down, something like this.
Yeah, Star Wars Girl quote tweeted Bearing, and I was wondering, I was like, wait, what is this about? But okay, that makes sense.
And we
Not
got
everyone would love that.
Earthless for 1,000 kicks says, buy my coffee and die of anaphylaxis, bish. And Wednesday Graves for a gifted sub.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, the chat's having a lot of tech issues. It's
I can't
fuck-
read chat at all.
it's
I
completely broken. It's really at the moment. It seems like the super chats are going through, so it
that's all that
incentivizes
matters.
to send
I'm
the
just kidding.
super
I'm
chat.
just
So if
kidding.
you really need to communicate with us, if you just send money, then I'll be able to. I swear that's actually what's going on. You know.
Yeah. So hang on.
Well, that's the thing, Strunzy. He makes only $1 a bag, but has 50% off sales. So he's losing $5 to $8 a bag, selling at 50% off. Well, that's if you take him at his word, right? As to what it all comes out to. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the app apparently is having a tough time. I know
It's
they're adding
definitely
this
what
week.
you do with a top seller for sure.
Look, they're adding this week. They're adding that you all guys will have like experience points in the back end. So if you chat, you get like you level up and you get like a profile. So maybe they're just around with that and then everything up. So sorry about that. Guys.
Alright.
I'll call Eddie. Don't worry.
Ah.
I know.
Change the name. I will change the name once I sell through the 9,875 bags that say Tiger's Blood on them.
So wait, so he's only sold 125 bags of tiger blood so far, and there's 9,875 still to sell. Is that what he's just admitted? I don't think you're selling them, bud.
Yeah, no.
I can't.
Oh
you
man,
know, I can't. Tropical
he's in
Sunrise.
for-
Ooh, I like that name.
I mean, if you just think about the math on that, like if he was actually in for $19 on like, let's just say 9,000 more bags of this he has to sell, like that's $171,000 in inventory on just that flavor alone. So I really doubt that he's buying it in those quantities. But if he is, and then failing to sell through on that, just like one of those flavors bombing for like a cool 200 grand, like the tangerine, that's a disaster, man. Like if he's buying it 10,000 K-cups at a time. Whoa.
But I don't even believe anything he
No,
says, though.
I don't believe anything he
No,
says
like it's
either.
hard
he's
to
just
believe anything.
He's just totally full of shit.
The other thing I could do, I could sticker the bags. I could
Well, haven't you done
print
that?
like a cool color sticker and just put it over the top of the tiger's blood.
Okay, but hold on,
I just
Jeremy. Are you putting that on the shelves at Walmart and on grocery store shelves? You're going to put a sticker over where it says tiger's blood that says orange citrus? And that's going to be acceptable to go into grocery stores? You know right well that's not going to fly, bro. What, do you think this is a flea market? Is this a garage sale?
Tropical Sunrise, formerly Tiger's Blood.
By the way, did you hear that?
10,000
He's like,
bags.
that's a great name, Tropical Sunrise. Like, aren't there like 8,000 drinks called Tropical Sunrise? It's not an original name. Like, woo.
On the sticker. It doesn't, it's no big deal to put a sticker on. They cost nothing. So I could do that. I could sticker, that's actually not a bad idea. Just sticker.
He's going to sticker the tiger's blood with Tropical Sunrise as the name of the coffee?
Yeah, because he thinks that it's the name of the coffee that's the problem,
Oh,
and not
yeah,
that
I'm
it's a
sure.
watermelon, strawberry, coconut coffee that he purchased 10,000 bags of.
He's not selling 10,000 bags of coffee.
But he has like 20 different flavors at 10,000 bags a piece.
Yeah.
Like
I
he
mean-
really wants us to believe that he's selling through consistently